100 kilometers out of Auckland, and this is what the weather has been like. The low cloud cover, or the mist, the fog, whatever you want to call it. SHUBZ, kia ora, brother. Thank you very much, for making time.
Thank you for coming on, B.
Yeah, all good. So where are we right now?
Right now we're at the famous Muriwai Beach.
Muriwai Beach. And
Yeah.
what's so famous about this place?
Oh, what's famous is that Joe Horta is here. What's cool about this place, a lot of my whānau, or some whānau that I have got a love for, even an uncle of mine who's actually Pākehā.
Yeah.
But he grew up around here, part of the Surf Life Saving Club and all of that. And he's actually a big mentor of mine. Shout out Uncle Rich. He grew up around here, bro, and spends a lot of time here. But then he grew up with the Māori whānau around here too.
Yeah.
So then, you know, to him, he's never seen colour. He's like 75 years old, brother. But he then ran around in the uruweras, you know, doing a little this and that. I don't know if you know much about the old, the great boar hunt, they reckon, back in the days. The great buffalo hunt in the uruweras back in the 70s and 80s.
Bare hands and knife? Or
no, so what they were doing, what happened was the government started paying people to collect deer. So if you could have a deer in a paddock, they had a subsidy where they'd knock down your tax. So a lot of rich people were paying cowboys to go into the bush and go and grab some deer, but they had to be alive. Yeah, so he started out deer hunting. And then the government started paying the subsidy for about, I think it was like 12 years. And then, they were getting like $3,000 a week easy back in those days.
They go and grab a deer with
go grab as many deers as they could.
Keep
them
then
alive. helicopter them out of the bush. And then go chuck them in the paddock for some rich honky.
And for those that may not know, a honky is
someone that toots a horn. Yeah. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Yeah, but this beach being significant, why I said let's go to Muriwai Beach today.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I was talking to Peter Rowley, who was the co-writer of a lot of what he wrote. More than just co-wrote. Sounds like he wrote a lot of it and he just put it in front of Billy and gave Billy T. James a lot of go work your magic in between this. But he wrote a lot of the best skits of Billy T. Billy T. James. So I got to talk to him yesterday and he spoke about how, you know, living out here for Billy and him created a lot of that magic, brother. So I thought, since we're doing your first episode or go always a little further YouTube channel, what's the series going to be called?
Hikoi and Kōrero.
Hikoi and Kōrero, episode 1. I thought, why not do it at Muriwai Beach?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice. That's cool. Thank you for that, because I was going to ask you about this place as well, and you've just given a beautiful description and understanding and connection to it. So you got family connections here.
Yeah, family of like, and also I like to come out here, brother. Yeah. I really enjoy it. Like, my kids are across the water there, brother, in the great land of Australia. So sometimes I come here and go for a little walk and just, you know, sit down and mana and aroha out to them.
Nice, awesome. Well, bro, I'm gonna delve into a lot of stuff to do with you. Some of the stuff you've probably shared other times and on other platforms.
Sweet ass.
Some of it I think I've heard, some I probably haven't. Yep. But what I'll do is try and set the scene with a number of the questions and things like that, and then just give you time and space to talk away and fill in the gaps, bro. But before we do that, I got some. We're supposed to do the icebreaker, but I don't need to break the ice with you, bro. You're very talented at speaking.
No, I don't know. I'm talented, man.
I think these I'm going to do anyway, because...
Let's do it anyway, let's go.
Yeah, I think some people might find some of these interesting. We'll start with an easy one, bro.
Okay.
Favorite colour?
Favorite colour, red.
Right.
Why? Because I wanted to be a mobster when I was a kid, that's why. I'm 34 years old, I no longer want to be a mobster. But much love to all our whānau that are in the mob. And in the other, you know, the other corporations.
And the other
whānau.
The other corporations.
When I was a kid, there was my idols were my mobster uncles, you know.
Because?
Just because that was my point of reference for what a man was, you know. They was like, yeah, these fellas are the man, you know, and they looked after me. So
nice.
You know, to me, and wanted to be a mobster. And then I became an adult and decided no, I don't. But yeah.
Well, you actually answered another one of the questions, which was going to be nice and easy. How old are you? So you answered that, 34.
34, 30, yeah, 1991, November the 9th. Remember my birthday, send a gift, please.
I was just going to say, this guy, I didn't ask that question. Just trying to put your birthday in there for everyone, November 9th.
He's trying to give me some presents, fun day, you know.
If you didn't hear that, well, you can rewind it and replay.
Yeah, November the 9th, 91.
Favourite food?
Favourite food? Pretty simple way. Like, I love Thai, and like Thai would probably be my favourite cuisine. Thai, but nostalgia takes me back to just a good old boil up cuz.
Yeah.
Good old boil up cuz, yeah.
By who? Who's making that boil up?
Ooh.
Who made that boil up?
My nan, brother. My nan. Yeah, my nan. My mum's mum, brother. Shout out, Rere Rangi. I know we don't always have the best relationship, but I love your nan.
There you go, nan. Shout out. Rere Rangi.
Yeah, Rere Rangi, brother. Yeah.
Shout out to her. Bro, do you have children?
Yeah, I got four
Four
of them,
children.
brother. 4 beautiful children, brother. Yes.
Boys, girls? What's that?
2.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Some of these questions may be structured in a way for you to provide some more answers as we go, but for now these are just the quick ones. So the short answers that you've got are all good. Kate Pai. So we've got here, do you have any regrets?
Do I have any regrets?
Yes or no?
No.
Right, awesome. No regrets. If you could spend the rest of your life with anyone, who would it be? No need to answer why, just who would it be? If you
Me.
could, with you.
Me.
Right. Where are we? If you could somehow magically spend 24 hours with anyone from the past or present, who would it be? 24 hours.
Oh, I haven't seen my kids for ages, so it'll be all of them, brother.
All the kids, eh?
Yeah, I don't know, because I need to go back. You know how you asked the other question?
Yep.
Like, does that, could I do the same for that, or nah, is that not allowed?
No, well, what you've done, yeah, like these here, they're not.
Because you see one print, yeah, because you see, I mean, it'll be my kids, brother. It'll be my kids all day. You know, yeah, we would.
Yep. Awesome. All right. And so, hang on, maybe
But if we're going past,
I should
let's go both, eh?
I'll reframe the
Should we
question.
go both, brother? Like past as well, like people who have gone to the
Oh
other
yeah,
side?
no, I did say that, but
Okay.
what we'll do is we'll take it that family's always going to be first.
Okay,
Your
yeah.
kids are
Come on,
always
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be there. So
that's a given, man.
yeah, we're going to go outside
None of those
that.
cheap answers,
Oh, my wife.
Yeah. Oh, it was the most beautiful day of my wedding when my kids were born. Obviously, bro. Yeah.
So we'll take it that you get those things. This has to be outside of your family.
Okay,
So-
outside of my family, who's someone? Okay, ask the question again, then.
So who is somebody that you would spend if you had the opportunity to spend 24 hours with them,
Yeah.
past or present?
Yeah.
Who would it be?
Okay, 24 hours.
You don't have to give a why, just who would it be?
Past or present.
Yep.
Can we go past and a present, like someone dead and someone alive?
Go
Can
on
we do
then.
both?
If
Okay,
you've got- if
let's
you've
go.
got that.
Someone dead. It would be Jesus.
Jesus.
Like,
right?
yeah. So it would be Jesus because I want to find out, like, if this stuff is real. What's
you
the game?
real?
Did you really walk on water, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know? Yeah. So I want to find out if he really walked on water, if he really existed.
All right.
You know, and maybe if I go back and there's no one there, then well, there's the answer. Yeah? So that'll be dead.
All right.
And alive.
And alive.
Right now, if I could spend 24 hours, it is, eh?
Yep.
24 hours.
Spend the day.
Spend the day with someone for 24 hours that I don't know outside of family. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Woo. So many tunes.
Shout
from
out,
though.
shout out Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Maybe we'll get Joe Rogan on the
Yeah, he's
radio
definitely
on Aotearoa.
And we'll get him on, walk and talk, bro. Let's go.
Oh,
Decoy
that'd
and
be
a cordial.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
Hey, what you can achieve is only limited by the scope of your ambition, my man.
Oh, look at that. I love it. Thank you. Next one here. We've got a few of these, bro. A few
Go hard.
intro questions, but you're giving good insight, which will lead into the questions that I have in my head
Okay.
to run through with you. So this next one, we've got here. If you could spend the rest of your life with anyone, who would it be with?
Are you talking like a partner? What are we talking?
It'd have to be, yeah, you got to include the partner. This one, you can't just have family, children,
Oh, you're talking about
person.
partner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single person.
Okay, yeah. The
Children
love
are
of my
grown,
life.
they're gone.
The love of my life, she knows who she is.
All right, there you go. The love of his life.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yes, she does.
She knows.
Yes, she
Not
knows.
they or them.
No, wait, that's a
She
different kind
knows.
of rainbow, brother. She knows.
All right. That's that one. Cool. First thought that comes to mind. Best decision you ever made.
Best decision I ever
Best
made.
decision you.
Stop being a victim, brother.
Powerful, bro. That's going to
Stop
lead
being
into
a
the
victim.
corner as we go. Me. First thought that comes to mind. Worst decision you ever made.
Best decision I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Being a victim.
Being a victim.
Being like living in, not living in that victimness.
Yep.
In
Yep.
that victim, brother. Yeah. The
Massive.
victim industrial complex.
Massive. Victim industrial complex. Steep, bro. All right. Here we go. If you are allowed or willing to, can you name the person who has been, or who was, or who has been, or who is the biggest positive influence in SHUBZ's life?
My koro, Te Anaru. Te Anaru, yeah, brother. Shout out to my koro. He passed away when I was 16. But when I look at my life,
Yep.
and refer to good moments as a child, like, you know, upbringing was pretty all over the place, but moments that I got, him and I chilling.
Yep.
He was so knowledgeable. He was always sought to understand things at deeper levels. He always told me to dive into the core of things, bro. Oh, sorry, I'm getting too deep into
No,
it.
good.
So, like, for me, my
Good.
koro, bro, Te Anaru, heke tone, brother, he was the man, G. And he was my mother's stepfather. So he was my step koro. But he's my middle name. So my name is Martel Leroy Te Anaru Redain Weekeeper. Obviously, Te Anaru being one of my middle names, and yeah, a lot of my whānau on that side know me as Te Anaru after him. And yeah, bro, he taught me so much, brother.
Yep.
And he was such a beautiful man. Sad that he was quite busy a lot. So because he was busy a lot, like with mahi and that, he went from being a drug dealer to changing his life and becoming one of the most sought after drug and alcohol people in the country.
Wow.
Yeah, brother.
And 16, you were 16?
Yeah, I
when
was
you
16 when he passed away, brother. Yeah, and yeah. Most positive influence on my life was him. I wish I had got more time with him. Like, not even just the time after. I'm talking about even as a kid. I reckon a lot of things wouldn't have happened to me if I was with him a lot more.
Wow. Awesome. That's part of it. Thank you for that. Thanks for giving that extra info, bro. That's all good. You answered one of the other questions, like, what's your actual name? Your proper name?
Yeah, Martel.
Normal name?
Martel Leroy Te Anaru Redain Weekeeper was my full name.
Yep.
Hey, Martel.
Martel.
I'm known by many names. I'm known as obviously Martel is my first name. Leroy is my father's name.
Right.
Te Anaru's my koro's name.
Koro.
Redain, I don't know what my mum was smoking when she named me that, but yeah, I don't know where that comes from. And then Weekeeper is actually my mother's last name because my dad, the Thompson, formerly Tamehana Mai,
Right.
from the Wanganui-Awa, but what happened there I think it was in the 50s, my great grandmother and great grandfather, they don't want their kids to be looked at. They wanted them to get a good education, and they didn't want them to be looked down on, so they changed their name to Thompson.
True.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you for
but
that. That's good to know.
But
Martel.
Martel Weekeeper, and why I have my mother's and not my father's name. My mother and father were teenagers when I was born, so.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then my mother had me in Whakatane, and my dad, they met in Invercargill,
Yeah.
bottom of the South Island, home of the fastest Indian, Bert Munro. And yeah, they met down there, hooked up. Obviously, my mum got pregnant. They split up, just young bucks. Mum has me up north. I've always known who my dad was all my life.
Yep.
And that, yeah, but you know, obviously I'm a Weekeeper, I'm a Thompson or Tamiana Mai as well, but and I made my own bones in that name. And that name comes from Mōtiti Island of Tauranga Moana. It's my Koro Kingi Weekeeper. People would have seen him on my social media. I took a video with him when I was in Whakatane on my journey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so, with that, so there's some deep, sounds like deep history there. I'm just going off topic a little bit, but it's still relevant. So how did the name SHUBZ come about?
Okay, so SHUBZ came about, you know the comedian Cat Williams?
Yep. Cat
So-
Williams, American poet.
Yeah, the little pimp.
Yep, the one that calls out all the dodgy dealings happening. and stuff. Yeah.
So he's my favorite comedian, like way before that,
Right.
calling out stuff.
Yeah.
But and he's got this comedy bit, or he's got the special called Pimp Chronicles 2, and he speaks about, like, we talked about Jesus just before, and you know how some Christians have this thing where they speak in tongues.
Yeah.
and it's, you know, shabarawara. Anyway, and he uses it in his bit, and he's like, Shabaranaya shoulda bought a Honda. So what happened was, I was making a telegram. So I don't know if you know what Telegram is, you know that?
Telegram, the app.
Yes, it's the messaging service. So I was making a telegram back in the days, and I didn't know what to call myself. So I just talking with my baby mama, and she was like, I don't know, we're watching that. We'd watched it before, and I thought, I named myself Shabaranaya shoulda bought a Honda. So that's why I put it there, Shabaranaya shoulda bought a Honda. After a while, I got rid of the shoulda bought a Honda, just became Shabaranaya.
Yep.
And she got sick of me using her Instagram, like just watching like athletes and stuff like this, the stuff she didn't care about, you know.
Yeah.
So she made me an Instagram with Shabaranaya.
Gotcha.
And then, she made me that Instagram. And then I started doing lives because my Telegram ended up blowing up, like 500,000 people on it.
Right.
Just sharing news from around the world and stuff like that.
Yep.
That wasn't getting put on mainstream news. And after a while, I lost that Instagram page, but everyone started calling me SHUBZ. So when I made a new one, I'm up to my like 7th one now.
Hey. Slow down.
Oh, eh?
You're walking as fast as you're talking.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so so when I made that other Instagram page, after I got my Shabaranaya one nuked, the first one.
Yep. I
was like, stuff it. Made another one, and I just made it SHUBZ because everyone just started calling me SHUBZ.
SHUBZ.
And that's how SHUBZ just stuck. And that's where it comes from, brother. From Shabaranaya shoulda bought a Honda to Shabaranaya to SHUBZ.
Wow, okay, awesome. I'm glad I know that now. Got your actual name.
Yeah.
And I've got the origin of SHUBZ, which is awesome. Okay, well, we have. Let's get into this. Have you ever knowingly participated in significant or major criminal activity?
100%.
Right.
I'm open about it there.
Yeah.
What's major?
Well, let's say I'm not talking about like stealing some lollies or chocolates from the shop or anything like that.
Oh yeah. I did that too when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think
I actually had a business doing that. I was stealing chocolate from the dairy and that.
and then reselling.
Reselling.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's I forget the word for that, but
entrepreneur, but
entrepreneur. there we go. Before it was even around. Before it was even around.
Yeah, entrepreneur.
All right, here we go. We've only got a couple left, which is good. If you know the name, name and praise your biggest hater on the interwebs.
Ooh, there's a few, brother.
Yeah, I know.
I've got a lot.
Yeah, but you only get to choose one for this question. You can talk about other ones later on. Don't worry.
Okay.
So I want you to name and praise your biggest hater,
my biggest hater
on the interwebs.
Give them flowers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the poison ivy goes to. I'm gonna say Matthew Tukaki, like Matthew Bukaki, we call him around my parts. But yeah. If you don't know what a Bukaki is, go Google it. Yeah, Matthew Bukaki. He gets love, brother. He gets
love.
He gets the. But he's. You know, it's very close with another guy, but I'll give it to him.
You give it to him.
Yeah.
Matthew Bukaki?
Matthew Bukaki, yeah.
All right.
Because I mean, we've got to go into the layers. The layers of why he gets that, right? Why he gets the poison ivy flower.
We'll come to that.
Okay.
I'll come to that because I'm going to bring that up in the questions. But don't worry, I'm definitely going to give you the opportunity because I want to hear now the layers. Where we got this next one, couple more. Finish the sentence. Okay. Your hint is Father's Day. The answer is Sunday. So what might the question be?
What day is Father's Day?
You got it right. You were supposed to do it wrong, like the radio.
Father's Day. What the day?
Our Father's Day is on Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's this last one here. Oh, sorry, no, I've got two more. Here's the second to last one. Out of all the people you've interviewed so far, you've interviewed plenty of people, right?
Yeah.
Name your favorite guest of all time.
Favorite guest of all time?
Yeah.
I can't choose Joe Hortai, even though he put a gun to me head, said you better. Nah, just joking, guys. Relax. Yeah, he's changed me. No. I'd say for me it would be favorite guest of all time. Oh, that's actually hard, brother.
You got to think. Choose one.
You got to think podcast. You got to think.
Yep.
You know, I've done 400 of those.
All the
and then all the radio stuff. Oh, favorite
And you get to
guest.
choose one.
Oh,
I'm just glad because you already
can
said
I sit
me
with that for a
first.
little bit? Or
Nope.
no? Oh, damn. Okay, favorite guest of all time. The Mizzer.
Who?
The Mizzer.
The Mizzer.
Yeah.
All right, the Mizzer. We're going to come back to that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what later.
All right, and then this last one. Finish this sentence. If you don't like what I have to say, you can.
If you don't like what I have to say,
You can.
suck my motherfucking dick.
We'll take it. That'll do.
Oh, I was just thinking of some shady person on the service announcement. Yeah.
Public service announcement.
Try to find it's only a 1 inch, you'll be right.
That's up to me. If I edit it, I probably won't. So we'll
Yeah.
just run it as it is.
Oh, so
Thank you for that, bro. Thank you for going through that. We
That was
actually,
cool. I like that.
yeah, I like that
The
too.
people really enjoy those, I reckon.
Well, hopefully.
I mean, I could talk to the cows come in because, you know.
Can, there's a saying, yeah, that fella can talk underwater. That
Yeah,
fella.
literally. Yeah. even me, by like you know, like I'm a bit out of shape at the mo, just but like even when I play football, cause like, bro, like no matter how tired I still talk shit, bro. Yeah.
Well, I think we all do that. Eh?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Terrible.
We'll see two fellas fighting, professionals on telly.
Yeah.
That fella's useless. Nick. It's like, yeah, knock on the door. Oh no, I'm not here. That wasn't me. That was SHUBZ.
Yeah, well, even me when I was a kid, bro, I used to get hidings, brother, and I'd still be like, "Is that all you got?" Idiot there.
Not me. I was too busy crying.
Is that all you got there? Getting cracked there, brother.
Hard case. Oh man, I enjoyed that. I would like to say, hopefully it helped loosen up, but you're a very good speaker. From what I've seen, the opportunity that I had to, I'm going to share this here, where I reached out to you.
Yeah.
You replied pretty quickly, which I was surprised. Then you called me, said, yeah, we can do it. And then you roped me in and then interviewed me first.
Yeah,
On
and
your
then I
Radio
got-
Aotearoa show.
And then I've got an 8-part interview that I can play over a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Tato.
So, tato,
It's
yeah.
like our mate said when we were in Wellington at dinner. He is, but he's a good businessman. This guy. I don't know about that part, but I took the opportunity.
Yeah, you did, and I appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much for that. You have a way of, I guess, from what I've seen and how I felt, of putting people at ease, feeling comfortable. Some may be not so comfortable when they're there, but that's up to them.
Yep.
But what I've seen has been, and we're going to delve into that with some of the questions I would love to hear more about. So maybe what I'd like to do, we'll get to some of your history, upbringing,
Yeah.
mistakes, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
lessons,
Yeah.
where you're at, or what you've learned from those things. But what I'd like to do is I would like for you to talk to us, or talk to me, about what you're doing now with Radio Aotearoa, your social media, and just to set the scene, you do a lot of stuff. You're across a lot of channels. Feel free to talk about the previous channels that you had, what you were doing before, channels that I think got closed down. You can talk about, if you're happy to,
Yeah.
some of the reasons why, if you want to or not, and then just talk about your socials now, what you're doing for mahi, and what the intent and purpose is, what you're hoping to achieve through the mahi that you're doing, because you've got quite a significant following. You've had bigger followings than other social media
Oh
platforms. that
yeah,
have been
definitely.
closed
But
down.
probably not as engaged though. That's probably
Not
the
as
most engaged.
engaged?
That's probably the most engaged following. Because
Yeah.
people can click follow, but then not really come back to your content, much or whatever.
Yep.
But or they can watch it for views, but not really talk on it, bro. But yeah, definitely the most engaged. I mean, some days you wake up and there's like 30,000 DMs, brother. People like at you and emails all combined. And that's not even a ridiculous. Like that's true. It's like
Yep.
that's not like a fantasized number, bro. Like I woke up.
Well, that's what you get for all those adverts saying email SHUBZ at live.radioaotearoa.com. Well, that's what you get.
Yeah, boy. So,
So talk us through, bro, like that. Was that enough context for you? What you're doing now, what's
Oh,
the
okay.
intent and heart of it,
Okay,
and
but-
what you hope to do with it going forward and that sort of thing.
okay, so I think with content, we just reverse back to how I got into content, I guess.
Yeah.
Which sort of goes back to that, creating that whole Shabaranaya platform on Telegram, because I was just one of the I just wanted to like share news.
Yep.
And so I just started sharing like different news. Well, actually, I wanted to like, one of my mates was like, jump on here. You know, this is a good one for nefarious purposes. And then, then I was realizing so much news on here. I want to start my own little channel. I didn't think it'd do anything. And then it ends up
on Telegram?
On Telegram, yeah. So it's just like a messaging platform, but you could have little channels.
Right.
And they, you know, like, and you could post videos and stuff in it. And, or you know, write-ups, whatever.
Yep.
So I started doing it, just started resharing other things. And then started, you know, doing my own stuff in there too, and just started blowing up.
And what sort of stuff was that that you started out doing? What sort of stuff were you resharing? Or
resharing. A lot of people say like, oh, buddy, call it conspiracies and that, I guess.
Right.
You know, like, oh, did, you know, does the plane really hit the building? You know, all these.
Right.
A little bit of that stuff, you know, of that stuff.
Anything else other than this conspiracies that you?
Oh no, just all kinds of information that I found interesting. History. I love history, bro, like ancient history and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, like just sharing that kind of information on there. And then people start dialogue, and then, because I'm a cheeky bugger, I right back at me, cheeky back, you know. And then they get offended, go tell their friends to come and argue with me. Yeah, bro, so sort of like something that I was doing when the kids were asleep in the middle of the night, brother. I was having an argument, yeah. With people on the internet, still doing it.
Day and night now. Day and night time.
Oh, but yeah, so that began the journey. That platform ends up blowing up, especially during COVID, like the first like year of COVID. And yeah, from that blow up.
So that's when you started. That's when this.
No, before all of that,
before.
but that's when it like blew up, bro. Like,
Gotcha. Yeah,
like 2020, you know. And then I then from then like jumped on Instagram, like 2020, and started doing lives.
Right.
And then those lives turned into debates, you know. And then I was putting like scientists versus like an anti-jab scientist versus a pro one, you know, how
around the COVID, all the COVID,
around the COVID stuff.
Yep.
So, which is a reason why I lost a lot of my platforms, because of the controversial conversations that were going on.
Right.
Yeah, but I was just like what I'm doing today,
yep.
allowing people from all sides, but it was around that whole COVID stuff. And then I was getting like flat earth, like a pilot versus someone who believes that the earth is round, and just get them to argue, brother, pretty much. Yeah.
And so what was your purpose? Were you the mediator?
Yeah.
Were you the chairperson?
Yeah, the story was just like, jump on, let's get, and then I just kept doing it, bro. And then, yeah, next minute I had all kinds of people on, bro, from all over the world jump on, and they wanted to argue. Some of the lives had like 10,000 people watching, brother, sometimes, you know?
True.
Yeah. It was crazy. But then I found like it became this echo chamber where everyone just like the world's burning and no one had come up from here.
Yep.
So I decided like, let's cut that out. And then what actually happened was, one of the ladies in our sort of crew, we were called the fuckheads. So well, one of
who come up with that name?
Well, I named it the fuckheads, but I didn't coin the phrase. So one of our mates and a part of our crew would always be on this group chat after and discuss other things and have a yarn about different things that had happened in the live and whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe potential other people we could get on.
This is your team?
Yes, team. You know, always been good at building teams, brother. Whether it's for nefarious purposes or whatever, allegedly. And yeah, well, one of the older bro, his name's VB. Shut up, VB. Good drop for those that like it. No. It's bloody old. His missus came out and she'd be like, "Oh, you're talking to those fuckheads again." You know, she's like a bogan Aussie, bro.
Yeah.
You're talking to those fuckheads again. And I just used to crack up, and then it became a line, and then I made a group. I named our group chat the fuckheads.
You should have added bogans on the end. The F-head bogans.
But anyway, it gets better. So I go, the fuckheads. And then we're on there for a while. But I feel like it's become an echo chamber where we're just all like, they're all on one side of this argument, you know? It's like, bruh, this is exhausting, cause, you know? And, you know, that whole COVID period was exhausting for a lot of people.
Yep.
So I end up bouncing over to a TikTok. But how I get there, one of the ladies in our crew, her son plays guitar, sings songs, and he made like $800 in a night on TikTok.
Wow.
And then I was like, for me, it wasn't really like that, oh, let's go make money. I just thought, let me see if we can do this. Like if he made it. So she said that. And also I was like, is this even real? Whatever. So we end up going over there because we're on Instagram doing all these lives, making no sense. You know what I
Did he
mean?
make the money through donations?
Gifts,
Or,
yeah,
yeah,
gifts.
wow.
So yeah, I went over. So I ended up going over to TikTok, and I went over there, and then I realized you can't go live. Or at the time, I don't know what it's like today, but at the time you could only go live in Australia or New Zealand if you had 1,000 followers.
Yeah,
And obviously
right.
I had none. You know what I mean? And then the thing is, so I ended up going over there, and then I find out, I don't know how to like grow following, because I didn't want to buy followers with me.
Yeah.
How do you
That's a
organically
thing, eh?
grow? Yeah, you can, but there's multiple reasons. People would buy it so that they can go live.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I later on I began to do that.
Yeah.
Just enough to go live, which is 1,000, because to get banned and lose your live access. So then you'd have to like it'd be better to get accounts ready, just so you could go live again.
live
Yeah, you become addicted to the live.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah. So I didn't want to kind of organically grow a following. I find these things called grow parties, where people are on there and they bring everyone in, and then they're pretty much just you're seeing gifts to get up like the top of the thing, and then people will follow you, and then they just encourage everyone to follow the top of the list.
And
some of these lives have fucking thousands of people. Because you got to think, there's people in Africa have $0. They're not paying like the $20 it is to get 1,000 followers.
Yep.
And then yeah, so whatever. So yeah, I started watching those rooms, and then I told my team, hey, why don't we come over? We'll give it a crack. The only thing was, a lot of them were like, oh, it's owned by China, TikTok, no, we can't. Shut up, bro. And then yeah, so that faction of the group started becoming haters, bro. Yeah, they became haters because I wasn't doing the lives anymore over on Instagram.
Right.
And yeah, the almighty leader had left, They're like, we need to look after our followers here. I was like, no, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, people will come. So yeah, I ended up going over there. And then I ended up getting all the followers within a couple of days. Maybe like 3 days. Yeah, and because of what I realized, you got to follow someone, they follow you back, whatever. If you have a couple of gifts to get you up there, up the top of the list, you can get obviously more followers, all that kind of stuff. And I just commenting in there. But what I was doing was observing how these grow parties worked. And then I went around, because there's grow parties all around the world. There's a dude named Ben Tui, T-O-Y-E. He was a big one in the UK. There was this dude called Grow Champ, and he's a Māori dude, but he had a green mask on, brother. You never see his face.
Alright.
Yeah, bro, and it's just always like positive and like, hey guys, thank you, hope you're having a good day. And I was like, so
But it doesn't show his face.
No, just green mask and glasses. But it's Māori, brother, you can tell.
Yeah.
And he was somewhere in Aussie. And yeah, and he had like, I don't know, 5 million followers or something like that from these grow party things. And then I was like, and then he got his account nuked. And I was like, okay, this is interesting to me. So I started just following all the biggest ones in the world and looking at what they were doing.
Yep.
Yeah, just observing how they were playing the game. And then I thought, hey, I think I can be right at this. And then I go live. I go do my first ever live. Me and my mate Ricky jumps in. Oh, Rick, and it's crack up because Ricky was like he's an older dude, bro. He was like in his 50-somethings, at the time.
Ricky, give me a shout out, Ricky.
Yeah, shout out to Ricky.
Ricky
Wilson.
Baker?
Yeah, Ricky
Oh,
Baker.
Ricky Wilson.
Yeah, Ricky Wilson, mother. And that Hakaraya Wilson, the fighter, the one that passed away last year?
Yes,
That's
yeah,
his
yeah.
nephew, brother.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so he's from Ohinemutu. And but he lived in Melbourne for like 30 years, brother. Buzzy story too, like even all Rick, so like I shout out to him because he meets this chick and she was like bloody, I think she was like 8 months or 7 months pregnant when he meets her.
Yep.
And she's a lady, and then he ends up bringing up the kid and having more kids to this lady. But like he's a cool dude, and we all connected through that whole community, bro, at the time. But yeah, and he was action, but the action man. He was an activist too, running around in the Springbok tours in Hamilton back in the days, bro, with the Patu squad.
Oh.
With all Hone Harawira in them, yeah, back in the days. Back in the early days. And yeah, bro, so he jumped on and we made 9 cents, brother. We made 9 cents on live, and then everybody over on Instagram laughed, brother, like, they hate us. They were like, all they made was 9 cents. Like, what's the first live, dude?
Bro, yeah.
So we did that. And
But now it's evidence, eh?
Well,
It
but
works.
for me, it was like, oh, you can actually do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Fast forward, anyway, the biggest live I ever done, I made like 30 grand in like couple of hours. So like,
Wow.
the US dollars, brother. So, haha.
How long after that 9 cents did you make
Oh,
that? Do you remember?
that biggest one?
Yeah.
Oh, about
Ages.
I was about a year. About a year,
Bro,
but
that's
but
not that long.
it was about a year, but it wasn't like to have that. But it was but so actually we actually made some good like profit after like
Yep.
if you like for the time you put in.
Yep.
Oh fuck, probably like a month, bro. Probably like a month and you're making like $1,000.
Awesome.
Like on US dollars on just talking to your phone.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, but at the time I just wanted to build this community, so everything pretty much just was just reinvesting, just putting it into just gifting other people and making connections all around the app.
Right.
Yeah, bro. But it was cool. But within I think about 4 months, we became the biggest grow party in the world. We'd have like we'd have multiple million streams, so a million people would come through the stream.
Wow.
For a time, we'd
And
have
this is on your TikTok. that you've-
TikTok, brother. Yeah, we'd have like it wasn't weird to have 10 to 20,000 people in the room.
Wow.
You know, and then we're talking
And how long would it go for?
4 hours.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, bro, like at one time, bro, it was crazy. It was a crazy time, and then I just started. There's a lot of Africans that would come in, and because quite impoverished, a lot of the cousins that would join. And there's gifts called lions, and lions are like they're my favorite gift, bro, to receive, or even to give to people. And they're worth like I don't know what they're worth these days, but at the time it was probably like $700 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, so you see one of
One
those.
lion.
Yeah, but I can't to be honest, off the top of my head, I can't remember the
Exact
fiscal
number.
amount.
Yeah.
But all I know is that it was fun to send them and fun to receive them, bro.
Yeah.
As like a cool gift. So a lot of them would be like, that's if they could get in your box, because you could get, at the time it was only 6 people could sit in your box. Well, actually it was 4 first. So it'd be you, host, and then a couple, and then they expanded to 6. Now it's like 9. And I think at different regions you can have like 12 people in your life,
Wow.
like in the boxes.
Yep.
But they'd sit in there and they'd be like, brother, if I get 1 lion, I will be the happiest man in the world. And they'll just sit there and smile, and I will be the happiest man in the world if I get 1 lion. Oh, yeah, it's funny. So
These aren't like the scammers that you hear from the same sort of countries.
oh, they probably are. Yeah,
asking
it's
for.
probably their cousins. probably, brother. Yeah. So like they'd be. But what I'll do is, what I think made us different is people would come in because I've got a crazy recall, brother. So like, if I didn't do cocaine, and then I'd probably have a way better one. But yeah, what happened was when people would come into my life, I'd ask them where they're from, like what country, and a lot of them were all over the world, right?
Yep.
TikTok. And because of COVID, like TikTok like popped off, because there was this app called Musical.ly, and then this dancing app, and then this Chinese app. They're obviously TikTok, and then they combined.
Wow.
So a lot of people knew TikTok from all these kids dancing during COVID, but I was sort of at we were sort of at the frontier of it, going from those dancing kids into like more different stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so like more broader social media with a lot of adults and all different kinds of things. So we're on there, and these guys are coming in, having all these conversations. But I would always ask them where you're from, and they tell me if it was like a foreign country. I'd say, how do you say hello in your language or whatever? Like for example, they're coming from Kenya. How do you say hello? Jumbo, habari yako? Mazuri sana, and then I'd remember that, and then I've traveled a bit too, so I knew a few different languages, little facts about these different places, bro.
Yep.
So then it became more personable. So a lot of people would come in, and because we would go on when America, strategically I looked at it and see, well, America's the like biggest English speaking market. They got a lot more money. So I'd go on during that time, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, go on during that time, and then a lot of Americans would come in and start their day with us. We're in Perth at the time.
Wow.
So it's like, and they did nighttime Perth, morning
So
for
where you
America.
started doing this, you were in Perth.
Yeah. In Perth, brother.
And whereabouts in Perth specifically?
Ellenbrook.
Ellenbrook. Shout out Ellenbrook.
Shout out to Rabbitohs, yeah. Yeah, there, brother. And then for me, that was just a cool period, bro, to be there, to be doing this and just creating and doing something different. It was like I had my kids every day, bro, at the time, sun up to sundown. So that was sort of my escape from just being with the kids all day. To try and talk to adults a little bit. But I enjoyed it, bro. And then I did that for a few years, and yeah, I learned about these ranking things. The whole grow party I only did for like probably like maybe 6 months max.
Yep.
And it got so repetitive, bro, and I was just like, ugh, you know, like you're just repeating the same stuff over and over. Like, change this up, this station up.
And what was the purpose of the grow parties? To have your space grow, or other people's, or a combination? Like everybody was winning. Sort of.
Yeah, it was to help other people grow, but then, well, like, you know,
Help you grow as well.
Yeah, all
gotcha.
around. But also,
Tate,
yep. My brother.
Nice, got it.
Yeah, grow people's followings, but I just like to, when we play music, vibe out, you know what I mean? Yeah, play games, have corridors.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And became like, you know, one of the funnest shows on live.
Wow.
Yeah, time. And then, yeah, I got bored of it, bro.
Right.
And then I switched from that into, I found out what these ranking things were. And just started like trying to.
What's rankings?
So they're like, it's whoever gets the most gifts. So it used to be weekly, they're daily now. So it's a lot easier than it used to be. It was weekly. So for you to get number one, like for you to get the gold medal, you'd need a like, you know, a lot of the time, unless you had like someone who was just loaded that wanted to support you, like you'd have to be on like a lot just to try and get some push, what they call push. The more gifts you get, the higher you get up the ranking.
Right.
And then what it becomes, obviously, as you get to the upper echelon of those rankings, what I realised is, holy heck, it's like a whole system at it, because they're making a lot of money, brother.
True.
You know, at the top there.
Wow.
So, you know, and then they'll bring you into their little community, and they'll be like, hey, you want to roll with us and do this? But then, you know, you go on and, I'm cheeky, brother. I thought some would say toxic.
Nah.
Yeah, some would say toxic, but I wasn't as toxic as these people were willing to go. Like, they'd be like talking about your kids and all of this shit, but then you'd have to, like, it's like a game, you know, so we could get the gifters to feel sorry for all this. I was like, oh, I just want to jump on and just talk and have a laugh and
So slating people,
get
people to feel sorry for them and give them some,
yeah,
give them a gift.
all of that kind of shit. And I was just like, that's not really me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll mock you just because I want to mock you. You know what I mean? Or you can mock me, whatever. Sweet as. Yeah. Well, you know, but we'll be ready for the comeback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I'll do that, but I wasn't keen to just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So give that the chop, and then yeah. So then because I didn't want to play the game where a lot of these upper echelon people wanted to play.
Yep.
They started to like send their people to report my pages, brother. So
Really?
I just that's when I begun this journey of having to like buy followers on other accounts just to get live access, brother.
And so that's how, that's how you ended up getting, no, you stay on that side.
The beach in the shop. Oh, gee.
Good idea.
So it's up.
True.
Yeah.
And so that's how you started getting banned. Is that banned?
Yeah, bro.
Shut down?
That's how I started getting banned, bro. Getting banned because if I played the game the way I would play it, make some money and you know everything. And then I was like, oh fuck you, I'm gonna do it my way. Yeah. So it took me like 2 years to get this number one that I wanted because I kept getting fucking reported, brother.
True.
Yeah. So you'd get your ranking. So and if I'd be on like number one, and then I'd like fucking get deleted, like I'll lose my live access like just before the end. Like, and so it was like a week to week. So for Perth, it was 4 p.m. every Monday was reset.
Right.
So whoever was number one at 4 p.m. won it for Australia and New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah, hard. But like one time I got banned an hour before reset, brother.
And were you leading at the time?
Yeah, buzz.
Wow.
But what happens? You don't lose like the funds. You keep the fund unless you get the whole account deleted, which that happened a few times too. But I think at my peak, I had about 40 accounts. Even if you go on TikTok now, there's still probably like 20 with SHUBZ in it that are mine that I created. If you go on TikTok and type in SHUBZ live, stuff like 1.0, 2.0, 3.0.
Wow.
Yeah.
40 accounts.
Yeah, boy, because it just sometimes I get banned 3-4 times in a week, and then you lose live access either for a week or a month, or lose it altogether.
And so how did you have, if you're starting from scratch, you got 40 different accounts, how do you have the 1,000 followers on each one?
You go, you know those clickbait farms?
No.
You don't know where they are? Oh, this will be a good
Probably other people out there too that don't know.
Yeah, but this would be a good overlay to put up on your thing. I don't know if you overlay a picture onto your screen. Yeah, it'd be a good overlay to put up. But it pretty much actually I might have a thing here.
Is it clickbait farm?
Yes, I'll show you right now while we talk. So yeah, those clickbait farms you can pay for followers. So clickbait farm, and what they do is, bro, a lot of these clickbait farms They push like a lot of. If you see a lot of political parties that are like pushing like narratives and shit, a lot of them pay those clickbait farms to go and push up their numbers, bro. Farm.
It's like, I'll be like, I got 9 cents.
It's like this, brother. See?
All right.
So it's like all of those phones, and then that's how, like, if you want 1,000 followers, boom, they'll just type it into one computer and it's hooked up to all these phones.
Yeah.
And then it'll go follow on all these different accounts. But they'll never like your post or anything.
Yeah.
But they'll get you the followers you need.
Wow.
Yeah. Or if
And
you
you
need a
pay
like,
them.
or if you need a like on it, yeah, people pay them. Yeah. And they have whole warehouses full of people
Just doing that. That's
Yeah,
their dedicated, mate.
yeah, because like, do you I don't know if you're a movie guy, but did you ever see that movie Bird Box?
Sandra Bullock
with the blindfold.
yeah.
So that movie, when it came out, it tanked, brother. Wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And then Netflix paid those clickbait farms to make memes about it, and then they pushed all these memes all over the internet, and it blew up. Yeah. So you can pay them all like $20. I don't know what it is nowadays. It was like 3 years ago.
Yep.
4 years ago, yeah. So you pay the clickbait farms, and then they would then hook you up with the followers. You might get them, and
Gotcha.
yeah, you wake up in the morning, they'll be there.
Wow.
And then when I started getting banned a lot, I just started $20 to get like heaps of
Preempting.
accounts, just so they're there, ready to go.
Gotcha.
And you could have 8 on your TikTok profile at once, like that you could scroll through and change.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, sometimes I'll get. And then there was this thing called Rising Stars. So there's rankings I was talking about weekly.
Yep.
Yeah. So 4 p.m. Perth time, every reset. And that was because it was 7 p.m. Sydney time. During that period. At all. And then so anyway, I'm on there. I'm trying to get these rankings, but what happened was there was this lower level ranking that you could get if your account hadn't done 80k diamonds. So if it hadn't got 80,000 diamonds, or just the gifts, like the amount of, if you hadn't had it over 80,000 in 30 days, if your account hadn't made it, you could go on this lower level ranking. Right. But you could make both. But what it does is it gave you a stepping stone into that higher one.
Right.
But people used to call us the king of Rising Stars because I was always in the top part of Rising Stars, because I always got banned and I'd start a new account.
So what was the rationale or justification for banning you, aside from you weren't wanting to play whatever game they were playing?
Oh yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, because they just report you, brother, send your teams, and then.
But do you get like a notification, or you just look at it and then one day you just can't access it, can't do anything?
Yeah, no, your live just ends. Your live just ends, and it says that you've been discontinued or whatever.
No, nothing else other than that. So there's
it'll tell you like for nudity or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then so yes, then that sucked. And because it was all robots that did it.
What were yours being blocked?
Oh, that because
nudity.
Nudity, whatever. What do you mean nude, brother? I got blocked for nudity, and I just had a green screen. Oh, and it was just a giraffe.
Oh, wow.
Maybe the giraffe was nude. Yeah. but because it was a system thing, eh?
Yeah.
So that people would just report, and if it's mass reported, the system would just pull it down.
Just pull it down. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you now. So I guess it sounds like the same systems that you can use the farms to get your account set up. People do the same thing to do reporting.
Yeah. Well, you got to think, brother. Me personally, and I know people that make a lot, but me personally, the biggest week I ever had on there was like $70,000, brother, in 1 week.
Wow.
If I converted it all to money.
Gotcha.
So like people are chasing money in that game,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And is that what you were doing?
Oh, I wasn't chasing money. I was just
that was just a byproduct.
No, I wanted to be number one.
Gotcha.
People are like, why do I shove? I didn't give a fuck. Like I literally, because you can exchange it back to gifts.
Yep.
And you get a cheaper rate if you exchange gifts that you already got given than if you bought them.
Gotcha.
So I just exchanged the coins and shared it out. But I just love the pursuit of this number one.
Being number one.
Yeah, it's what I want to just be.
And do you get anything for being number one, or they just put you up on the screen and go?
Oh yeah, I mean I can say that I got it.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. That was enough, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a gold medal, Gold medals, if you think about it too, gold medals in the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Gold medal, it's cool, you as an athlete, you train all this life, all your life, but the Olympic committee don't give you shit. That's it, like they actually pimp you out. If you look into the Olympics, right? The Olympics, they make, squillions off of the countries that they go to, but they don't give any money to them at all. The country has to provide the city has to provide the stadiums, the housing, everything.
Yeah. Well,
and the athletes, they don't get nothing. All they get is the gold medal. There's a hustle bar. So yeah, it's like to us in that game, I put years in, brother. So to me, that was my gold medal, to get #1 in there. And I got top 20 in America. You can VPN overseas, you know.
Wow.
And then there was like, sort of like, for me at that time, you know, Soulja Boy, the rapper.
Yep.
Yeah, he got 21, so we knocked him off 21 off 20 to 21, and on his top 20. So for me at the time, I was like, yeah, me
Doing your lives.
yeah, doing the lives, brother.
Unreal.
Yeah, bro.
And so that's an interesting story and great to hear with regards to gives good context for what you were doing before.
Yeah, so that's how we got to that. And then I always had this vision to start to podcast. Bro.
Yep.
Always had this vision to podcast. Like I've listened to more podcasts in the last 15 years than I have music, 100%.
Wow. What sort of podcasts have you listened to out of interest? Which ones?
Obviously, JRE, you can't really go,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, but even Sam Harris is one. All kinds, bro. Like I like politics, but I also like Brilliant Idiots, you know, or Andrew Schultz and the boys, him and Charlemagne. Like I've listened to that for since 2012, I think, bro.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Long time.
Yeah, so like all different kinds, bro. Just,
Yep.
You know, like I listen to them to go to sleep and stuff, bro. Yeah, like all kinds of podcasts. I love knowledge, cousin, and then I love hearing it, and then I'll go research these different things. And it goes back to my koro, the most positive, influential man in my life.
Yep.
He was always about, you know, how do you, like, if you find out something or you want to know something, go to the core of it, you know the way broadly, and you'll see it in all things.
Know the way broadly,
And
and you'll see it in all things.
Yeah,
Is that from your koro?
Yeah, well, he loves, bro. He talked to me in parables all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, Miyamoto Musashi, but he'll always say, like, always stuff in. One of my favorite ever things from him, bro, was, I remember telling him as a kid, and it sticks with me, cuz. And my English wasn't too good because I grew up, you know, could have cope with a kid, bro, you know. And then
English, Maori first language.
yeah, first language, bro. So like, probably like 8, 9, brother. You know, like you used to go to the shop. You know,
I go shop.
yeah,
And you go shop.
yeah, bro. Trash, yes, cause you know, crack up now, eh? Like I'm talking English all the time now, but back then, bro, no good. And I remember just saying to him like, the teacher would say that I think outside the box.
Yeah.
And he told me this, and it sticks with me, bro. Something that I live my life by. He said, just don't have a box, then you can't be contained. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't know what contained meant at the time, but but yeah, as I got older, it just sits with me. Don't have a box, then you can't be contained.
Box and you can't be contained.
Yes. So yeah, we do obviously that TikTok game, get the #1.
Yep.
But then I fall into this like whole pit of depression, brother, because like, you know, you've got that. It's like so many people when they climb Everest or whatever their Mount Everest is in their life, eh? They win a championship or they retire.
Yep.
And then like this big high and then into the toilet, you know. And yeah, well, what you got to create your next Everest, eh? And then I had pushed so much to the side, which goes back to that whole victim thing, bro, you know? And then I just wanted to knock myself off pretty much, cuz after it all. And you know, everyone's like, bro, here's the man, you got it finally.
Yep.
You know, and I was like, it felt empty, cuz. But I had put so much into that I had neglected my relationship, you know what I mean? So all of that stuff, like, you know, me being here, my kids being over there, well, it's on me. It was pretty much, you know. Yeah.
And when you say thank you for sharing that, bro, it's not they're not easy things. I know you're very open about it, and you've probably spoken about it other times.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that stands out for me with you. Like you'll happily engage in a conversation with anybody, regardless of what color they are, regardless of what they believe, regardless of whether their opinion's different to yours.
Yeah.
And I think this world needs more of that. And so reaching out to you and then hearing you share some of this, are you able to, we will come back to the family and the connection and, you know, some of that stuff, but the
social media
what's the
journey?
plan? Yeah, what's the plan?
Oh yeah, so we go from there. I better take you on the rest of the journey, eh?
Yeah.
So I go from TikTok, you know, I think I was live streaming in the game at the time. Yeah, one of them, you know.
Yeah.
Man, cracked it. Felt like nothing, you know what I mean? Like, because that was, like I said, the pursuit for me wasn't the dog. Wasn't the dollars at all. I didn't give it. I just wanted to get that #1.
Yep.
And then I got the #1, and yeah, it felt empty, brother.
Wow.
Felt empty. And then,
so sorry, you go.
yeah, no, and then I had always wanted to do this podcast. I always wanted to do a podcast, bro. And a lot of people that knew me from TikTok, because what you can do is you do these things called battles, which is probably the biggest way that a lot of people
Rap battles?
No, so it's just a 5-minute, the clock ticks down, and the more you know, gifts you get, the winner. And the battle could be you and I could go, the loser has to shave their hair or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Whatever, and then, but it entices people to gift.
You've got to get a New South Wales tattoo.
Yeah, or what do you, exactly. I've got quite a few people got SHUBZ tattooed on them.
Hey!
Yeah, bro, from that. Yeah. I never lost the tattoo battle.
Whoa!
Yeah, because I think like 6 or 7. 7, yeah, 7.
Real
7 people.
tattoos?
Yeah, no, real tattoo.
Hey.
They had to get it on live, yeah. But they made like way more money than the tattoo, but like still,
Gotcha.
I wouldn't have got shoved on my bloody arm, bro. Stupid asses. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, SHUBZ. Got a few people, yeah, 7. So like that would be the go.
Yeah.
Or might be you go to Macca's and put a freaking ice cream on your head, whatever it is, and you'd better, but it entices people to support, to gift, and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah, but you also didn't have to do that. There's all these different games that they had. But yeah, whoever had the most in that week got the top spot. Some people would just use the rankings to put up like, we're nearly there, 5-0. People would be like, oh, that's just begging for money. But at the end of the, because that's how a lot of people would see it, right?
Yep.
But I look at it, it's just entertainment though.
Yep.
If you look at the All Blacks, right? The All Blacks are just dudes on a field chasing a ball, playing a made-up game with made-up rules. If you don't buy the tickets, if you don't buy the jerseys, if you don't gamble on the game, they don't get paid.
Yeah.
Same with movies. We watch movies. We're enthralled by these movies that we know when they're on the screen they're fake. Whether they're retold stories or they're made up stories acted out, they're all fake.
Yep.
Sit there with popcorn, wow. It's all entertainment. It's just a new form of entertainment.
Yep.
And again, like, you can sit there big all you want, but most people that are sitting there big and get nothing.
Yep.
So you must be providing some kind of value to the person, whether you agree with it or not. The only difference with like live streaming, getting gifted and all that stuff, is the degree of separation. For an athlete, before the All Blacks get paid, is you buy the jersey at the shop, goes through a few filters before payment goes from Adidas all the way down to the All Black person. Whereas us, it's direct to consumer, creator, consumer.
Yeah, gotcha. No
There you go.
middlemen.
No middlemen, but so I do all that, and then I always wanted to do this podcast. Everybody so those battles, what you can do is every 5 minutes you can push this random button and it'll go to someone around the world that's also on live, and they can accept your battle or not.
Right.
So it's like a cool networking tool too.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually recommend that to people. If they want to get into social media, make a TikTok, and maybe if you want to do a podcast, start going live and just battle people just to network, and it'll put you in front of people all around the world. Don't get me wrong, you will get in front of people that are in, they might be in a Syrian bloody concentration camp, or like begging for money and that. But you got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah,
you can say next, or you can talk to them, go to the next person. But yeah, that's what happens. And then all the people that I came across over the years, especially people that spent a lot of time with me across the screen, they all remember me saying, "Would you come on my podcast when I start one?" So by the time I started my podcast,
Gotcha.
like you do, you start with your circle.
Yep.
So I had a few, content creators come on and jump on and me podcast when I started. That was after I
Awesome.
got out of the depression. And then I just went hard, and I filmed like 400 in like 8 months. But then that sort of stuffed me over too, because going back to my kids, I wasn't seeing them at the time.
Yep.
Their mother and I had broken up. We were missing them hard. So I just threw myself into the mahi. And I was like 20 hours a day, doing a podcast, talking to all kinds of people, bro. Athletes, musicians, actors, entrepreneurs, social media personalities. Yeah, and then I ended up getting a brain injury because I just ended up collapsing and had a bit of a young bleed on the brain.
Just spontaneous, like. Or
Yeah, I got hit heaps in life and I headbutt a lot of things, so it could have been something like build ups, but
Yeah.
I think stress there because
Gotcha.
all that stuff. I was digging a trench, fell in it, and then Fanang was like, but you get your head checked out. And yeah, that's what happened.
And this is after you just gotten through your depression, I heard you say.
Yeah, you got
Go back to
through
that,
all of
you
it,
got
bro.
to this,
And I put
and
all of
now-
my energy into
Yeah.
do this podcast, sun up to sundown. But I wasn't sleeping, brother. Because if I got off the chair and went to go lie in bed, I was thinking about my kids.
Gotcha.
Fucking, I just start crying, brother. So I was like, I don't want to sit there. I'm just gonna keep working, bro. Right? And you got to think like, I'm DMing everybody to get on. I'm organising. I got a Google Calendar, and then I just sent them the link, and then they were just booking times in there.
Gotcha.
So they booking the time. Some days I'd have 6. One day I had 8 in one day. And these are 1 to 2 hour conversations.
Yeah.
Back to back. Yeah, through the internet, but you still got to talk.
Yeah.
You still got to listen. And then while I'm doing that, because ADHD, I'm writing this. I'm writing the descriptions for the other ones to put the prompt into ChatGPT to give me a proper, like, because I can't spell for shit, you know what I mean? But I know what I talked about while I'm talking to this other person, bro. And then I'm fucking editing other ones while they're still talking, like in the
multitasking everything.
Yeah, brother. You know, because I think I put out 4,000 reels that year.
I was going to say, how do you manage that workload with that sort of?
Well, you
I
can't.
know what it's like.
You can't, brother. You got to break somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, it's it, bro. You know, I was fucked. So it's not surprising that all that happened, but it was probably the best thing that happened, bro. Like, because it was crazy, bro. I had so many huge guests lined up to come on, bro.
Yep.
You know, and
did you want to talk about who some of those ones were? You don't have to, because you might want to leave it till they're actually on your current show, eh?
Oh yeah. Probably leave it there because they will be. Yeah. But the thing is, like, this is like worldwide, huge, people.
Gotcha.
So I was like, things that were slated to come on. But I like, and at the time, you know, you're down there like, fucking some head, you know. Then you got told, like, don't get on all these screens and all of that stuff. Just pretty much chill out for.
Yeah.
And I had to, so I chilled out for 2 months. And then after about 8 months, I decided to get back into social media. That was last year.
Nice. You were still in Australia?
Yeah, still in Australia, but I was in Perth.
In Perth.
Yeah, in Perth, and then I headed over to the Gold Coast. Like, and then I came back here. But even that, I got into it because I decided I wanted to make videos. Because the funny thing is, right, I've done all these live streams, all these podcasts, brother, but I've always found it weird, cuz talking to the camera like this and like watching it back. So I said to myself, if you go on my TikTok, the one that still exists today, that I use at the moment, SHUBZ Live, if you go on that one, it's there's a playlist called Just Cause. If you go to the first ever video, that first ever video, doing a video just cause, was a journey of me trying to do a video every day until I felt comfortable talking to the camera. Even though I've done like sounds like I'll talk to any fucking human being, I don't care if it's Donald Trump or whoever, I won't be shy. You know, but to the thing like my own self, fuck, I didn't like it, cause so I said that.
So that was my that for yourself.
Yeah, let me do a video every day. So I did that, and I think I did 180 something days straight of doing that. But from that birthed all these other ones. So I started this healing journey. I went back to therapy for the first time since I was a teenager.
Wow.
I started doing all these other things, and I started talking about it, bro.
Yeah.
All these breath work, all that shit I thought was weird, but fuck all that hippie shit, you know. All that stuff dumb, you know. So I started giving all these things a go that I thought was dumb. And then from there, talk to that, and then I started, you know, because I'd always been politically aware, and I used to talk about a lot of politics during the COVID period too. And and a lot of the times on live, had politicians on too. So I had started, you know, talking about a little bit of it, and then it came into the whole New Zealand politics side, but I was still an Aussie.
Right.
At the time, and then that's pretty much, the weird thing is, we do that, talk about healing, talk about, you know, getting touched as a kid, open up all those wounds, and then that starts this journey. Kiwi whakamau who heals the nation, where we wanted to just walk away from Parliament and go on a journey and connect with people and have a feed and a corridor. And we did that, bro.
Big boy, eh?
Yeah, a little, more of a kākoi, you know?
Yeah.
More of a kākoi, because I look at it logistically, like we'd be able to get to more places within the period. Because all I was going to come back, do that and go back to Aussie.
Gotcha.
But I haven't left.
You haven't left? You've been here since?
Well, 5-6 months now.
Wow.
I haven't left. And that's even crazier, because I caught up with my uncle and had a bit of lunch. And then he said to me, hey, jump on radio. And he's like, jump on radio and, this and then I give it a go. Radio's not bloody like it's like land before time, because I'm not going back to ancient Egypt, son. Like, no way.
And then back to the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, brother, that's no Moses. Yeah, there's someone for Moses. No. So I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that, bro. And I'm thinking that in my head. And then they started saying, well, you know, you can get a press pass and go to Parliament, you can go to all these sports events. And I thought, you know what? No one's giving me a press pass. You know what I mean? No one's giving me.
But they are though, eh?
No, but I'm saying without an accredited media company.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know, even though it's only like in its infancy.
Yeah.
It's only small. It's still a media company that's registered and all of that. I was like, oh, okay, all right then. Okay, do a little show for 3 hours and I can do this.
Yeah.
And I said, but you know, so I went away. Said, you know, okay, think about it. He goes, we'll put a proposal together. Blah 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 blah. And then I said, you know, I don't just want to do radio. show. I want to build a media company, and I always had for a long time too.
Gotcha.
And I always wanted to get back into podcasting, bro.
Wow.
Talking to people, which, you know, 3 birds, 1 stone.
So building a media company, you got introduced back into radio. You were a bit like that.
Well, into radio. Never done it before, but done podcasting.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, bro, who listens to radio?
And so
then,
what convinced you?
Was that having a media pass, but knowing that I, like, as long as I play by the rules,
Yep.
which is like, you know, I can pretty much run the show the way I want. And I was like, creative controls everything to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, well, if I can control it my way, build it my way with my own team, and we can, like, yeah, let's go.
Awesome. And so with that, what's the plans for I heard creating your own media show. Actually, one thing, just before I get you to explain.
Yeah.
I mentioned when you were talking about all the stuff and then burnout potentially and all that sort of stuff with regards to what happened with the brain injury. I was saying, yeah, because I can't understand that. Like, what I meant was, I can understand in relation to some of the mahi that's required. Like, on a
because you do it, eh? Yeah, but you know what it like.
I know,
But a mahi, eh?
But all the mahi that you do, like those 6, 7, 8 meetings, interviews, 2 hours each, you know, 12, 14,
Because what I had 2-hour blocks in my calendar, and I give them the 16 hours in a day. Hey, bro.
And that's just for the interviews. Then you've got the editing, then you've got the uploading, then you've got the clipping. So I can't imagine on that scale, but at a very small scale is what I meant. So anyway, sorry, carry back on with what's the plans for the media studio and the intentions of it? Like, you've got the media pass, you're able to go do things. Is their direction more political, more to identify? I don't know. Is it to identify specific things?
So yeah, political is inevitable. Like with who I am now. Like everybody sees, a lot of people that see me, they think politics.
Yep.
But I'm a sports fan, bro. Like I love MMA. I love league. I love basketball. So I want to open that part of it up too.
Wow.
And yeah, so I started an MMA show with a mate of mine, Tanita Big T. It's called Fight Cap. I don't know if you know.
I think I saw that you did a live recently, or there was a video posted up recently. Talking about
Cyril Gahn and how he rates him.
Yep.
Well, he works for the UFC, the pro, and he's an announcer for Eternal MMA in Australia, biggest MMA company. And you know, we've sort of lobbed it up as a couch potato and the expert. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we just want to have like outrageous takes, but also things that we believe. You know.
Nice.
And because so. We do that, and we put that up to go up every Tuesday or Monday.
But
obviously, we do it
pre-recorded,
and we'll chuck it up.
Gotcha.
Just based on whatever's happened, fight sports over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one. Speaking of sports, we just started on our station on Radio Aotearoa. Started a sports show there with the bro Westa. So he's doing this sports show 7 a.m. till 9 a.m.
What's his name?
Every morning. Westa. Yeah. So he came up with like Jerry Silsu and all of them from the Warriors, the Kiwis.
Wow.
But yeah, so he has them on, and Tane Randall on every week, from All Black captain. So on there, so I jump on for half an hour, little yarn. Just couch potato.
Give them some tips.
Give them some couch potato vibes, brother. You know? Yeah.
You give it to them right from the cold face.
Yeah, right from the cold face of my fucking TV. From my couch. That's it, brother. So. Yeah, I'm enjoying the expansiveness of it too, bro. I don't like being in a box, cousins, you know. So I like to talk about all kinds of things. Politics is sort of inevitable.
Yep.
With who I am and how people view me in this country now.
Yep.
But and the people that I'm obviously connected to, even some that want to talk to me about certain things. Yeah. But yeah, politics is not everything that I'm about.
Yeah, it's not all, eh?
Nah.
Just one of many things.
One of many things, brother.
Wow.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
And do you have a specific, probably this might be my last one in terms of just for this piece.
Yeah, sorry, that's a long piece, but
it's
really to get there, bro.
Yeah, and it's relevant too, so it's good for me to know, because having that backstory. But have you got 1 or 2 or more specific standout goals that you want to achieve for your media company? Like, obviously you're branching into a whole bunch of things, sports, politics, people and their kaupapa, like whole bunch of things.
Kaupapas too, pull them out. Yep.
Yeah, is there specific goals that you've got in mind as you're building this, or is it just
my goal is maximum impact, brother. I think maximum impact. So I want to leave this, if I don't know, if I die tomorrow, brother, if I die tomorrow, we could, I might not make it after you drop me home. I might not make it to the next day. So I just want to leave this earth with maximum impact, knowing that, like, my mohos or any other descendants that come after me, you know, far, you know, my kura was a bit out of it, but he you know, he gave things a go,
Yep.
and he left the earth like, you know, try to put things in perspective for people and try to leave the earth in a better place.
Wow.
That's sort of where I'm at with it all, like, and that
Yep.
if that encompasses, pretty much encompasses the whole idea. Now, what that specifically looks like, well, that's for me to know, and the world to find out.
For the rest of us to find out, and draw our own conclusions.
Yeah,
or perceptions.
and whether I do it or not, well, that's up to you to decide.
Yeah.
Hey,
Awesome. Beautiful to hear, bro. Thank you for that. That
No,
journey,
thank
that
you, brother.
kaupapa, some history in there, where some of those guidances and those lasting memories of not being contained in a box
yeah.
and allowing yourself to spread and branch out into all these other things.
Well, it's very much you know, that saying is very much how I've lived my life, and I guess you can see it too.
Wow. And the networks, like the people, the connections that you've made. So, you know, you're interviewing politicians from across the ditch, from probably other parts of the world. I haven't seen all your content, but I've seen some of them. People here in NZ, people, you know.
People that people don't want to talk to in NZ if you're on one side of politics or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Awesome work. So how about what I would like to ask you about now, that sets a good scene for the Radio Aotearoa, the guest's purpose, and just to confirm again, tell us, and this may be the last one in terms of the radio show and stuff itself.
And we ask as many questions as you want for as long as you want, brother.
Thank you, bro. Are you against anybody coming on your show? Just make it clear for the peoples out there. Are you against anybody coming onto your show that has a different opinion to you or doesn't agree with what you say?
Nah, I'm down. I'm down to young, but I can't, like, because it's radio. I can't be like on my live stream. You can come on my live stream. We can have full-on argument. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, it can get toxic. But on radio, it does have to be like, you can't be just like, I want to come on in free flow, but I hate you. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? What value are you going to be?
So
Like, give us some. Well, it has to be some kind of value you're going to be. Can't be just like, I just want to come on and argue with you.
Yeah, have a whinge and a moan.
Yeah, fine if you want to like debate some things or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that, bro. Of course, 100%. But also you got to go through my producer too, because she's the one that schedules it all for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with that, that's an interesting point. I have received and read some comments too from people,
Yeah.
you know, on some of the stuff that you've done.
Yeah.
Some of them ask questions around, you're famous for saying, where I first picked up from you, show me the receipts.
Yeah, where's the
Show me
receipts,
the
yeah.
receipts, bro, the way you do it. And I think it's a very simple request, I would have thought.
Oh, easy. Hey, yeah.
So,
You know, because if you spend the money, bank account, it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to go, you know, screenshot.
yeah.
Here, funny. I think.
And so I agree. And so for you though, when you're bringing things up, you know, if you're calling out somebody, I don't care who they are, whether they're Te Pāti Māori or non-Māori, I don't care.
Yeah.
Where you don't need to name people,
Yeah.
but what sort of processes, checks and balances are being done by you, your producer, your team, to make sure that the info you're getting is, you know, tika and pono, like it's like this is legit.
Well, yeah, I'll be honest, bro. Like, you know, at the start I was a cowboy, but like, I was like, you know, at the start I was a cowboy, like, but now that I'm on radio and all that, we're gonna go through a bit, you know, a few more checks and balances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like cross-reference with a few different things. But at the same time, even being a cowboy, what I learned is like a lot of times things don't get put out there because of all the red tape. So if I know it to be true, you know what I mean, and I look into it enough, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, yeah.
Yep.
You know. But now that I'm on radio, I gotta, you know, and in a more of a professional setting. Anything on radio, like at the end of the day, that's under the BSA still until the BSA is taken away, Broadcasting Standards Authority.
Yep.
On radio. But everything on my own social, hard or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was, you know, it taught me to try and, you know, dive a bit more deeper and think.
Yep.
Make sure that everything is good. A couple of things I have gotten wrong. They're just like subtle things there. Like I had got told from someone, and all the other information they had given me was right.
Yeah.
But that
There's a piece of it that was wrong.
yeah, which was that the Ant Trust wasn't social. Well, didn't have their charities license or whatever. Which
Who? Sorry.
The Ant Trust in Kaitai.
Ah,
They
okay.
didn't have they weren't a registered charitable trust.
Right.
Because this person, but yeah, that wasn't exactly true. So, but I did own that and say like, but that one detail doesn't change the fact that there's no receipt for all the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that stuck out. You will and have said, hey, I'll just prove me wrong or whatever, I'll apologise.
Yeah. Like me getting 100%, and I have both that. And then there was another thing with a couple of kingies So the Kapakingis were at Waitangi, and then I said that it was the Hokainga had called the police, but it wasn't. It was actually the Kapakingis who had called the police on the Hokainga at a marae to try and get them kicked off the marae.
Trying to get the Hokainga kicked off their own marae?
Yeah, which police don't have jurisdiction on the marae.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Like, what? Just
so
for unruly.
No jurisdiction on
Well,
the illegal activities happening.
Well, like if they're having I don't know to the fullest extent. But what I know is that they weren't allowed to do anything because it's just an argument. Like, we're going to go on there and rip them off the marae.
Yeah.
For what?
For disagreeing with
for disagreeing, you know what I mean? They're not, yeah, exactly. No, well, what happened was they were caught inside the whare wearing their shoes, and they're filming in there and stuff in there.
Gotcha, yeah.
When it was like hard, and they had their umbrellas up and all heaps of things, water bottles, everything going on, like all different, you know. Goes against
so big first world problems.
Yeah.
Hey, big first world problems.
Yeah.
Call the police in.
Yeah, hard, exactly. So when all that happened, bro, that's what But yeah, so I got wrong who's what, and yeah. But then even that video, bro, there was like, they were the ones that sent the video out. I got the video.
Yeah. And
then they started going at me because I put their kids on, but they're the ones that sent the video to get exposure.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, whatever. But yeah, so I got that wrong. Wasn't Hokainga that called the police, was the other side. And yeah, so those two things, wrong. There's this thing that a lot of people talk about, and I've seen someone in the comments say, what about Ratana and the gunman? Again, like I've said multiple times, and I'll say it here. In Ratana, when things went down, I won't go fully into everything that happened. Yeah. I like I've said, I'd never seen it. I just got told it from my team. Yeah. And they still don't change their position on what they had seen. Definitely blades, and two had seen a gun. Now the whānau that were there go, well, we went to them, they said there was no gun. I was like, well, who's going to say yeah. But again, and like I said to the whānau out there, I'm happy to be proved wrong to correct that too if they can. But I've never heard anything. Like no one's reached out to me.
That's what I find really interesting about the stuff that you put out, whereby you're inviting people, right? You're inviting them. Hey, want to come and have a call? Let's go. Let's have a chat. Yeah. You want to show me and prove me wrong and show me that this is where the money's gone and this is how it's been spent.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, to their credit, I did call them out for being a scam organisation.
Yeah.
They did provide receipts, but if you look at the receipts, they're fake.
What's fake about them?
Well, what's fake about them is like anybody could have just like said, this is how much money we got. We don't know that that's how much. It's just what do you call it? It's just a statement, brother. Like, gotcha. But like it's not like there's no like these are all the money. These are all the transactions that came in, and this is where it's just like written on a paper. That like come on, brother. And everybody that knew because I did do a video and I said like, you know what? I said I would own it, and I put it up as SHUBZ Eats Humble Pie. And then you can look it up on YouTube, whatever.
Gotcha.
And then I said it, and then it got all the way, and I read the whole statement, and then people were obviously didn't watch the whole video, and they're like, I can't believe you're believing this rubbish. And I go, bro, that's fake out. Come on now. But the thing is, the cool thing is no political organisation or anything had ever put up fucking receipts of anything. Yeah. So we did push to get a receipt.
Gotcha. And then you got and you got one done on Photoshop or something.
Yeah. Or could have been signed off by an accountant, but that doesn't mean it's fucking real. Because all it is this is how much we got, and this is how much thing. Because I know of like different people who donated certain amounts. Yeah. That donated it to total this kaupapa, which is fine, right? Like and like, but like, and obviously, there's opportunity in all this chaos. But I'm like, you waved your flags, you marched there, whatever.
Yeah. What changed? What's better?
What legislatively changed? And not only that, they marched against the Treaty Principles Bill. The Treaty Principles Bill was for them to literally, like Seymour, and he's not the first, many others, they just wanted to say, well, what are these principles that people refer to in the treaty? Hey, but they made it look like Seymour wanted to get rid of the treaty and cut it off, and
that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Not even, it's a lie, brother. Wow. From his own mouth. Yeah, right. And not only that, but again, if you only listen to one side of the argument, that's why I want to have all. Then you're stuck in the echo chamber.
Yeah, gotcha.
Again, we could he comes on weekly, but Te Pāti Māori can come on weekly if they want. Greens can come on weekly. They don't want to. Yeah. But they want. I'll keep the door open, cuz. Probably because I run the ball at them on my own social media and just call out the hypocrisy, brother. You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
But they
the
don't know that you're not going to do that on
Yeah,
radio,
I've said
Savo?
that, and I'll continue to say that, and just in case,
Yeah.
because I know all the politicians are going to watch your show, brother. So, you know, everyone's going to, when you're watching, go always a little further. The great show of Joe Hortai, all you politicians, left, right, whatever.
Yeah.
If you come on SHUBZ Testo, you will be looked after. Don't worry.
There we
I
go.
will be cheeky because I'm cheeky, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be treated just like everyone. We've had Labour on before. I've had 3 Labour MPs on, or 2 MPs, sorry, currently.
Yep.
Georgie Dancy, famous drag king, and I don't know what the drag king name is. I forgot. Sorry, Georgie. And Shannon Holbert, a couple of Rainbow Nations there,
Right.
and then and I'm not talking about South Africa. And then we've got, of course, we had Opportunities Party, which a lot of people would say, Chile says since a lot of people believe they're a bit left, like very Andrew Yang with their universal basic income. Whether you agree with that or not, I'm not here to debate that. I'm just saying I've had them on. And Tony Boynton, who's the candidate for the Waiariki, who runs in a Maori electorate. I've had her on our show, and I'm apparently opposed to, I'm campaigning against Maori electorates, which is just false.
Which is not true.
Yeah, which is not true. Like I am not voting on the Maori roll this year. I'm voting for the first time this year. I've gone general, but I just didn't see any candidates that I wanted to support.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe we still got it to August. Maybe that could change. I don't know. And also, I only see one side of the political aisle represented on that, and it's just the left. It's all Greens, Te Pāti Māori, or Labour candidates.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot in there, to uncover or dig into if you really want to.
Yeah.
People could go down a real rabbit hole.
Well,
but-
people are welcome, no matter what side of politics they're on. When all those great politicians watch your show, if you're on the left, you're welcome. And you'll be treated just like everybody else is, you know.
Well, I can attest to that. I've been on that show.
Yeah.
I was treated nicely.
Yeah, because for me, it's not about pushing my views on the show.
Yep.
You know, that's my social media. I can push some views a little bit and ask some questions. But on the show, it's like you talk and listen to the people decide.
Yep. Yep. And you get to ask questions that, you know, that you want to know answers to.
Yeah, and some people want to know too.
people, yeah. And other people want to know too. Beautiful. All right. Man, awesome. Awesome co-popper. Bro, I want to hear about, I would love to, because I know bits and pieces that I've heard, you can correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe you can delve into this in your kōrero.
Yeah.
But I know from a young age, you really transient, moved around a lot of places, 20 plus homes from a very young age.
Yeah.
What I'd love for you to do, bro, could you just talk a bit about that, your upbringing, what you remember? So there might be 1 or 2 or 20 specific moves that you remember. What was that like? What were you hearing? What were you seeing? What were you smelling? What were you eating at the time? Who was around? Which auntie, uncle, cousin, siblings? What was going on in your young mind when all of this stuff was happening and you were like feeling like, okay, I'm here now, or
And then
I'm
off
moved
tomorrow.
here, and and then I'm somewhere else.
You never feel like anything's ever going to last, brother. And it breeds this contempt in you that that's how life is, and that's how all relationships will be. And I'm still getting out of that now, you know. Like so many things in my life I've destroyed because I've thought like, fuck, this is gonna like leave me soon anyway. You know what I mean? And then when I felt like a subtle hint of this thing is gonna fall apart, boom, I'm off. Yeah, and that's like, and if I look back, bro, that's probably like, take away all the childhood, like the molestations and whatever else, take away all of that, this is probably the most impactful thing in my life was that, bro. I was like literally being moved around, constantly moved around, brother, and not being planted. What was going on? Oh, a lot of things, bro. And like when I look at my life, that's affected me more than anything, cuz. It's because you just feel like, you know, not only obviously, you know, teenage parents. I get taken off my mum when I'm a like toddler because I'm falling around. What am I eating? Cockroaches off the ground, and my mum's out doing whatever. You know, but she's a teenage parent, you know. We learn about postpartum and all of this thing now. No, I don't hold it against me. Mum's just little me. Yeah. What was going on? Just like that's the biggest thing for me, bro. Is that bread just nothing ever lasts. And then like even with my baby mum, for example, we were together for like 10 years, bro, and I didn't even believe she loved me, brother. But clearly she did. She put up with my ass for that time. But I just like there was this part where I never actually fully believed.
And how do you heal through that, bro? Because you mentioned one of your best decisions, worst decisions, choosing to not be a victim, choosing to be a victim. How do you heal through that? You mentioned some of that still affects you now, which I could understand. But how do you heal through that? Right? How does somebody find a way? Was there anybody that supported you? Did you just dig deep within yourself? What
like you, brother, I lost everything, brother. Like, you know, I lost my family. You know, this family, my kids, who I love dearly and still do. And, you know, I poured so much into everything else and the relationship. But it also, that needed to happen, brother. I needed to lose it all, because, you know, once you hit rock bottom, you know, rock bottom, you realise, holy heck, I can either tap out, which I was about to, or I can, like, I always knew, bro, since I was 5 years old, I had this vision, bro, that I'd be on stage talking to thousands of people, like, and this is the thing that would always be in my head. And as a kid, I thought, oh, it might be football, and then I thought, because I was pretty good at rapping in there, I thought it might be that, you know, and then it progressed to, and then I was doing, you know, live streams. Oh, maybe it's this, but now I know what it is, bro. Like, and that vision would just—it's not something that I like. I love it. It just would always be there, bro. It would come to me every year. It would just be this vivid thing that I'd just be sitting there looking out at like this example, right? Looking out at the water, and I'd just see that, bro, all the time. And it's not even something that, because, like, to be honest, I like being low key and like just chilling by myself, bro. You know, I can thrive in an environment with a lot of people, but I also prefer just being by myself. So there's nothing in me that wants to do it for the fame, but I feel like it's the thing where I was born for a greater purpose, and it has to be, because there's been so many examples where I should have been dead, brother. You know, you talk about some of the stuff, criminal stuff that I get up to. Yeah, heaps of times like I thought I shouldn't be here, and even just things in life on that journey, bro. Like in Kaikohe, people came down to, well, they stabbed tires and waved knives at fucking old ladies, but they wanted me. You know, who knows what could have happened? I got stabbed, other people could have got stabbed, but I was literally passed out, had a migraine, cause big time. Because it's pretty hard, like, listening to people talk about their problems every day, and crying on your shoulder when they look at you as a mangai for sexual abuse, which is beautiful for them, but for me, I'm not trained to, like, take that on, eh? And I didn't think about all that. I was like, let's go for a journey in a corridor. I don't know, everybody, like, not everybody, a lot of people, you know, are going to come up and just cry on their shoulder and tell you about their dad, you know, raping them when their mum died, and blah, 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 and then, just like every day for like...
Heavy, bro.
Heavy years. And I didn't realise that, bro, like how heavy it would be, and I got the sickest I've ever been after that, cause
this was after the hikoi.
After the hiding a year, bro, in like in February, cause Kākoi, that's right. Yeah, after the Kākoi, by the time we finished, bro, by the time we got up to the top, to the north, bro, I was hungry. I was spent just like mentally, cause, and yeah.
What pulled you out of that, bro? How did you come out of that? How did you reset?
This place.
Huh?
I came
where
here.
We are now.
Yeah. I came here, and I walked this beach.
Beautiful.
Every couple of days, brother, or either here or Piha, go up to the maybe on one of, I think we should do that.
Yeah, on another one.
Yeah, we'll do one of those. Yeah, and I go there and just, you know, cut a few ki tangaroa, just throw it in there, brother. And then just send mana out to my babies, brother. We'll be on the other side of the road.
What's that point there? Is their name? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't come to know the topography, but the names.
It's a beautiful place.
But yeah, this place is what's helped me get out of it.
Wow.
That's another reason.
Awesome. Man, thank you for bringing me here. It's nice to hear that as well. And so with your children, how old are they, if that's all right? You don't have to give their ages if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Nah? Okay, cool.
Yeah. They're all under 10.
Okay. And when do you think you'll see them again? When are you planning a trip anytime soon? Or they come in over here? Like in person, I mean. I assume you talk to them on the phone. I'm assuming here. Do you get a chance to talk to the kids?
No, but
Heavy, bro.
you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame anyone, but I just blame myself there. But you know, and it's not because of because of dangerous father or anything. It's just sometimes things happen, and you know, a lot of people already know about that. I had 3 kids, and I had one to this other chick, and she's done a big thing to try and you know, pull my name and run it through the mud in there, and I get it, bro. Like we were around each other for like a couple of months, and we ended up having a kid, bro. And it wasn't like I don't really want to be with you, and you know, so like I'll take it on the chin, but I still want to be the father to the kid, but because I don't want to be with her, she sort of wasn't with that. And then I ended up with a new cousin after too, so that doesn't help. Just being honest, brother. You know, women scorn cars, so because of all of that, and then obviously that's probably part of what hurts my, you know, my views. I understand, you know. Yeah. But things will work out, bro. She's a good person, cause like things will work out. I'll be able to see them again, you know. And I just said it's a short run on her healing journey, brother, and I'm just gonna continue my mission and just send my babies. I send them videos every day, brother. I record them videos and I email them to their mother every day. So, yeah, bro. I'm just trying to keep in that like growth mindset, brother. That like, you know, stay positive. Yeah, my babies, and I just tell them what their dad's been up to and just give them blessings and not all every day. Because I had them every day for like a couple of years, bro, and I know what it's like, bro. Like they're my best friends, bro. You know, like, yeah, I'll show you some videos of them when we leave. But they're my little best friends, bro. So, yeah, I don't know when, bro, but it'll happen. Yeah, just keep
I like how you acknowledge it. Should we come up here?
Yeah, let's go. We go.
I like how you mentioned,
yeah,
because you've mentioned multiple times. There's always two sides. There's always multiple sides to stories.
Yeah, of course.
And that, as heavy as that is, as heavy as that is with the stuff, it's nice to hear you acknowledge, you know, some of the stuff and the mistakes, decisions, choices that we all make.
Still,
and so the pain, the mama for your partner or former partner, the mother to your children, etc., is shared. Hey, and so I want to ask you.
And most of it.
And if you like, we'll sit down here, right?
Yeah, kids, wait.
How is and these are. Let me know if they're. I know you said what I really respected and loved is that you said nothing was out of bounds.
Yeah.
And, yeah, within reason. Even then, if we go through this, and this one's one of those things.
No, go ahead.
There's comments, bro. People come onto your channels on Instagram and stuff, and I saw a video that you posted where you're basically swearing your heart on your sleeve. You had a crap day.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the stuff, but it was on Instagram. I saw it, caught my eye. I watched the whole thing. It just took me. He said, I don't know what I'm up to. I just felt like talking, but it was a bad day. Things weren't going well. You can hear it in the volume of your voice, the tone, what you're talking about. You're talking about
wasn't the typical SHUBZ.
Yeah, was not. I was waiting for the whatever, you know, what you've done in other videos, you know, all the hurtful messages, and then like you come out and blink and these really hurt me, and then come out. I was waiting for that, but I didn't, and it was probably, I think maybe around about halfway of the video. It's not a very long one.
Nah.
I thought this isn't. I don't think
we're
gonna get this is genuine, and then it carried on. So then I looked at the comments, lots of support. Also, some people in there that just started laughing and then started engaging.
Of course.
And some of their comments, as we get haters. Yeah. We've got comments from one, and I read through those, and I wanted to ask you this. This person saying, don't you know that SHUBZ used to bash his wife, was Mrs. and all that sort of stuff, and that's why he can't see his children, blah blah. So there was another person, I won't call out their handles, it's easy to see in the Instagram comments who these people are. Obviously person for you, supportive, going, and so are you perfect, right? You haven't made any mistakes. Let he who was without sin cast the first stone, all that sort of stuff. So I liked how that person was speaking, acknowledging, like, and then the other person was saying, where's that evidence? Like, where's that evidence? And then the other person say, I feel too lazy, blah blah blah. Anyway, cutting to the chase. Yeah. Is that what happened with you? Like, in your partner was?
Did I beat her up? Yeah. No, they're not. No. So
how does that
they're
come about?
referring to is who we call Voldemort on my channel. But so that's not the baby mama. So this is what people get misconstrued. That's not the one who I spent the 10 years with.
Yeah.
After we split up and I went hard on the podcast, and I ended up in a position where I was we were still like sort of on and off seeing each other a little bit, and we would see other people. Yep. She was, I wasn't really just doing my thing, I was just grinding. But we hadn't, like, there's just a lot of mum idea that hadn't been healed, and a lot of resentment, which will probably always be there from her until she decides to heal. And again, I'm not saying she's a bad person. This is my baby mama, like OG can be calling her. Voldemort is the other one. So I end up hooking up with this chick, and I might just tell the whole fucking story because like you want to know. I've talked about it before, but I privated a lot of the videos because what actually happened was I talked about it like where I did like 30 videos, like some of them like 15 minutes long, on my TikTok, and I put them on everywhere. But I realized like, oh, it's sort of like toxic, because it's like a lot of her friends would come and like argue, and then because obviously I'd go back at them too, and all the stuff that she had told me about her friends, I'd start saying it. So I just ended up privating the videos, but they're still there. I can even show you after. Anyway, so where do I go to? Oh, so yeah, I do a podcast. I do this podcast with all these boys, and then there's this one chick that the bros were like, you should interview her, and then she's got the story, domestic violence, all that, and she's in the same community with a lot of the Brisbane and Gold Coast sort of creators. She's not a creator, content creator, but a lot of them were friends, right? Yeah. Well, they run around the same circle. It's not a big circle. And I was like, yeah, and I had interviewed a few of the boys, even one of their business partners. And so that's how we connected. And then we connect, but I'm sort of down and out plus, because it's like on and off with baby mama at the time. And good on her. I mean, she'd been 10 years of, me not listening to her, bro, and me just being trapped in my own tunnel visions and my own traumas too, because I'm not like wanting to talk about things, or when, actually no, that's not exactly true, because I would want to talk, but I felt like I wasn't being heard. So I was like, oh, why am I doing it? Yeah, so like her and I back and forth, on and off, but still not together, hooking up on the low key and stuff, acting like we're not like we're just mates in front of the kids, but then whatever. And then I don't know, I'll probably piss her off, and then she'd go off and come back and stuff. And then I started talking to this other chick, but we've been talking for a little bit, like just talking. She lived in Gold Coast, I lived in Perth, and she was going to Perth for Christmas. She was going to Perth for Christmas to be with her partner. So the story is her dad's brother.
Is this an Aussie girl or Kiwi girl?
No, so both my big mamas are Māori, so one's a bit more fairer than the other, but yeah, they're both Māoris. The one with 10, with the 3 kids, she'd been over there she'd been over Aussie since she was like 7 years old. She's from up north, and the other one's from, or her Māori blood comes from the East Coast, from your neck of the woods, because she's from, not too far actually. She's
Tolaga.
$2 mate. Well, she's from she's from like she's from the East Coast too, bro. But and I was fuzzy, bro, because connect, and then she ends up saying, oh, I'm going over the Perth. But what happens is her dad dies when she's 4 years old. Oh, and then so that's the Māori side of her family, right? Yeah. And then her mum was Pākehā, and then her mum was, so she was brought up in Christchurch, or just out north of Christchurch, with her mum and her stepdad, which was a Pākehā fellow. So she grew up there, but then she always knew her father, but like her father had passed away, the Māori, right? Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so she grew up, and obviously this is part of her wounds too. Her dad died when she was 4 years old, and she was probably the light of his life. She comes over, the whānau she was coming over to, we're in this mining town, Newman. We're in Newman, and they'd been in all the way up there, 12 hours drive from Perth. So she's going, I'm coming over there, should we catch up and do the podcast then? And I'm like, oh yeah. But she ends up going over, and she heads up from Newman, and she goes, I'll be back down there in like, I think it was like around New Year's or something. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, 3 days. We'll catch up and do the potty then. But then now I'm in this period where I got that brain injury and I wasn't doing anything. But we're still going to catch up, Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Humans doing human things.
One thing,
hard brother. So that was the decision, we're going to catch up. And then my auntie ends up passing away. Well, she's my great auntie, my koro sister. And a lot of our whānau over there in Perth, they're not really built up on te ao Māori or anything like that. So the tangiana happens, and then our whānau come over from New York, my auntie's daughter in there, and then I'm sort of trying to be a po for a lot of them, because and at the same time, help them run, help things run. And also I'm running a live stream for the tangiana. My auntie too,
for the whānau,
for the whānau, whatever, you've got whānau going, oh, the link's not working, and oh, can you move the camera?
Can you get that fella out of the road? Blocking the camera.
Yeah, all these different things are going on, brother. And then you're trying to be a Pope for the Sunday. But also my, yeah, so this happens, and like people are like, what's this? Like all of this is context of what happened.
Yeah.
And it's not going to end how you think. No.
Right.
But yeah, that happened. But my auntie and I had visited her, and we talked about, she was told she was going to die in hospital. And then I remember sitting with her and I was like, do you believe that? She was like, I want to walk out of here. You know, I said to her, why didn't you? Because I had started after the podcast, what I had learned was that these affirmation things, they actually, I think they work because all these successful people do them. And I was like, hey, I've got to start doing this. And we've had that corridor about Sam Harvey and that. So I was like, so I said to her, why don't you start doing affirmations? Yeah. So I said, yeah, why don't you start doing them and like read them to yourself in the mirror in the morning. And eventually, long story short, she ends up walking out of there.
Yeah.
But then she goes back to old habits. I think also she had a broken heart. Uncle gets sent back home because he's sick too, but he's not, and then she ends up passing away a few months later. So I love this. Feels funny. It's just cool. So while all this tangi's going on, and to give you an example, I'm holding the camera while the Tupapaku is being lowered down, the body's being lowered down into get sent to cremation. And then her sons are breaking down that couldn't make it, and all they're on the phone watching the stream, and I'm trying to hold to get the right angle all the way to see their last part of their mum's coffin being thinged away, and they're breaking down. And it's weird, because when I think about it now, I was like, bro, that's also my auntie, my Pomona that I love.
Yeah.
It's gone. And that happens, and then they actually broke me, but it broke me later. And then we end up getting on the bus after, all these things happen, fun, crack up and celebrate too. And then I talked to my baby mum, and her and I had been on and off arguing, and she said that she wasn't bringing the kids. So she didn't bring the kids, and I like sort of got mad, and I got hold on there like, well, fuck you. And the last thing I can remember, I don't know, I was probably thinking like, fuck you, the kid, whatever, it's probably fuck you too. And then the last thing I remember was her saying, see you in court, asshole, or something like that. Yeah, or the kid or whatever, which is fair. I was probably being an idiot, like as well. Both been arguing with each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then I just get wasted, go on a bender like a couple of days, and that chick, that other one, Voldemort, she was due to go back up, so we weren't going to catch up that week. She knew because it was a tangi, but she said, hey, I've got an idea. She lives in Gold Coast, right? My auntie wants me to drive back up to Newman, and then she wants me to bring one of her cars back, and then I'll fly back to Gold Coast, me and my son, the 10-year-old. Would you like to come to Newman with us? Like all these random bodies that I've never met, and including her. So yeah, and then we'll come back the week after. And then I said, and it might be a good break from you, your head, and with all of the stuff. And at the time when we were texting, because I'm too busy, I'm like, oh, you can't catch boy. It gets to the day, I've been on a bender bar. Gets to the day I get home, my phone's flat as, plug it on to charge, bro. I go to jump in the shower, come out, bro, and the phone's going off. And then I answer it. This is Voldemort. And she's like, you blocked me. What the hell? I was like, I've just been on the bus, yeah. I'm gonna go to sleep. And she's like, we're leaving today. You said you were coming. And remember, I've never met her before. I should have took this as a sign. Proceed with caution. Anyway,
there's some red flags and alarm bells buzzing in my head. Out first, before you carry on with the context, why Voldemort? Why is that name? How did that come about? Is it a name?
His name we never speak.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Sorry.
Harry Potter.
Carry on. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why, but I need to tell the story before I get to that. Okay,
you go.
So I'll make that decision. I'm like, I'm like, oh, but what she got me with this one. She goes, now me and my son are gonna have to drive back 12 hours from Newman, and Newman is coming by ourselves, and then it got me, brother, like the protector in me, I was like, all right then. Okay, can you put your auntie on? She goes, why? Like, put your auntie on. I go, hey, I'm Voldemort's. I'm Voldemort's friend. He said that it's okay to come and say, because we finally looked at me. She's like, oh yeah, of course, blah blah blah. Of course, get the boy, and then ask for permission from auntie for this thing.
Oh,
I don't want to just walk
That's
up.
not uncommon. You got a whole bunch of Horis who you haven't met before, eh?
Yeah, this is another thing, brother. Yeah, so because this is why I didn't want. I was like, I don't want to sit in this van. And then you've got a couple of loads of people going up to this random town. I don't know them. I'm grieving, brother. Because I realized when I had got home that then it hit you. It hit me, brother. Like, oh, fuck, he's gone. My baby's not only that. What hit me was that like she's going to use our argument to not let me talk to the kids for like a little bit now. I'm not going to hear from them for maybe a month, whatever. And then my little best friend's got it. And I'm like, damn, you know, on like fire. So I'm gutted. I'm in that mode. I don't want to sit with all these random while I'm emotional, you know, sort of the thing. I was like, I just want to just be by myself. And then she decides, and then she obviously, she's gone and decided, you know, that sort of got me. Auntie said all good, so I was like, all right then. And then I go, she gives the phone back to her, and then I go, all right. She goes, what did you say to her? I go, oh, she. Whatever. She's like, oh, I was excited. Catch up with her, whatever, you know, we hook up, we just, you know, hook up, whatnot. We end up in Newman, and bro, I'm just sleeping because like my head, like not just from the journey, but also like I still got this, like my brain no good, brother. Like I slept, bro. I was just routine sleep, brother. Pretty much doing just having an off on and having a sleep, cause you know, and then yeah, just give her another twax respectfully, you know, not the one Jesus thinking about, and then go back to sleep again, brother. And then she would just drink every night, my friend. He was just drinking all the time. And yeah, and then part of me did like think, oh, you know what? I'll try to let go of my baby mama through this. And I'll tell you what, it didn't work. But what it did was it made more of a mess. That week that we were meant to be, that turned into 11 weeks.
11 weeks. 1 week turned into 11 weeks.
We never left the Newman for 11 weeks, brother.
Holy heck.
Yeah, so 11 weeks, brother. So that week turned into 11 weeks. Cause cool. The thing is, her cousin-in-law that was meant to fix the car, he hung at the funeral, brother. Because they go walkabout, brothers, you know. And yeah. And also you're in the take a while for the parts to get there, all these things. So, yeah.
Something like a missing.
Yeah, and she ran her business online back in Gold Coast, so it didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, like her NDIS business and that. So she ran that from there anyway. And
the NDIS, did you say?
Mm.
Lots of raru is happening over there and the NDIS. Yeah. Sorry, anyway.
Yeah, I've seen. No! Shout out, Baltimore. But yeah, so all of that goes down, bro, and then I think it's the second week, brother. She's on the first, bro, and we just went to go over to have dinner at her cousin's house with her auntie and uncle and that, because we've got a few whānau that all lived in all these different houses around Newman. Yeah, all her dad's side of the whānau, sisters and their kids. Yeah, and they're beautiful people, though, you know. And yeah, over there, and then one night she's on the piss, and was on every night, but this one she fucking she's out the gate, and the long story, so she just started throwing she threw bottles at me and shit, bro. Like I wasn't even drinking, but I was just there, and then everyone had gone to sleep, and she was the only one still on the piss. You know, white people can get the best of anyone. And she just started fucking pegging like Carlton dry bottles at me, bro. And then I was just like, bro, we're gonna have to clean it up. I just laughed because I was like, yeah. That ain't nothing. It was cracked up and she missed anyway. And then he tried to hook me and stuff. And then her auntie comes out and I just bro, we gotta clean all this up because kids gonna run around in the morning. But she's too drunk, way too wasted. Yeah, and then I was just like, hold her, and she was like trying to kick me out, brother, of you can get out of here, whatever. And her auntie and I'm like, no, he's not leaving. Yeah, the Newman. No, I don't know anyone.
The 1 week to 11 weeks.
Yeah, and this is week 2. And then I was just like, you're not kicking him out. We brought him here. Yeah. And then I'm also stubborn, brother. So I was like, shame, I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean? I was toxic too, you know? In that way of I ain't going anywhere, bitch. So yeah, so I don't end up, we don't end up leaving, so we had to stalemate. But then she finds out within a couple of weeks that she's pregnant, bro.
Really?
And then it's like, oh well, fuck, I better try and, you know. I was like, first of all, oh my god, you know what I mean? What? Of course, bro. But I got sold this dream of I can't get pregnant, brother.
By her.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So hang on that while I'm having a smile and I think about that. Did you do a paternity test or anything like that? But baby or not?
I've seen the kid, brother.
You've seen the kid?
Oh yeah, I held her.
Yeah.
But I did have this thing of it's because then when she was wet, when she get haurangi, she'll be you know, should say it wasn't, you know. And again,
true.
You know, some people just bring their mates when they get pissed.
Yeah.
I know you haven't drunk since '99, but yeah. So that's her, cause and I was just like, oh fuck. yeah, so all that happened, and then yeah, that progresses, and then we're there. Don't get me wrong, like fuck, I was looking, oh, verbally abused, oh fuck you, but like hitting her has never been about me. I don't have that in me, brother. Like, and I'm a part of like a lot of these healing sort of circles and whatever. Heaps of them beat their misses before and they change their lives around. Like, it'll be easy for me to be like, yeah, I did, but it's not me anymore. Yeah. But I'm not going to admit to something I didn't do. Anyway, so that's good. And remember, her story was a domestic violence story, right? That I was, so her, the father to her child, her.
Oh, her.
This was the story she was going to. So the father to her child, the 10-year-old that she with us, had allegedly bashed her and done all these things. And not only that, the one after him, had done it, or him had done it, and which is crazy. Yeah, but this is what she's now. When I look back, I don't know if I believe her, brother, because I've talked to, well, I haven't talked to the middle one, but I've talked to the other one, and he was sort of like, and his whakaaro was that he said, nah, never, bro. But like I know, but I also know what it's like. Also, I've heard from people who know her from the past, and they know when she's had arguments and she's been pissed, she'd be like, oh, I'm going to tell the police that he hit me, and they'd be like, no, that didn't happen. So like, again, I don't know if that's because of the waipiro, what happens, attention seeking, whatever, but this is her, and I can get people to go on record and talk about this stuff, but whatever. What happens is, like I said to you before, we end up hooking up. I don't want to be with her. I realise like, fuck, bro, I don't actually want to be with her. Like, I did use her as a tool to get over my, which is bad. I fucking owned it, bro. I shouldn't have used her to get over my baby mama. Yeah, it worked, and then another like layer to this point. Yeah. Honestly, I've never actually been around someone that, like, if I talk to anyone, bro, like if I talk to her, I know it's funny because I did end up hooking up with her cousin. But like I talked to her cousin, and that was like not an intent in my head with these cousins. It ended up being another one that I hooked up with later. But
as long as they're not your cousins.
Oh no, no mattress room vibes. But yeah, but I did lose my V plates consensual one to my cousin through marriage, so we weren't related to him.
Right.
In the mattress room. Kill it. Shout out Melody.
Yeah, hold up.
No. It's 24 years, cousin. No.
That's an exclusive?
Yeah. Exclusive, yeah. Yeah, that is exclusive, yeah. That is. There you go, buddy. But, yeah, so, yeah, what I realised with her is, bro, like, we just don't mix, bro. Like, I'm just like, like, she's, like, very overbearing. Like, I'll give you an example where her auntie, bro, she offered us both a sandwich one day. And then I take the sandwich, she says no. Auntie makes the sandwich, gives it, and then she's like, what's going on with your auntie? Her auntie's like 70, like, relax. Like straight up, brother. It was like, whoa. And then like everywhere, there was always like if I was like talk to her cousin too long, it was just chilling there like trick cars, like they were like, all good out, bro, how was your day, And she'd be inside getting mad, bro. Again, that's her mama, she needs to heal up. Yeah.
Stuff going on.
But yeah, I'm not either, because I'm not really that, like I'm not that kind of a controlling dude, brother. Like, I just think if you put it down properly, they come home, brother. So as long as they're safe, as long as so when they're gonna get home, So like, I've never been so like into substance like suffocated was. So I was like, well, let's say me. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I don't mince words, brother. I fucking say fucking bitch and all this shit. I've owned it. I've been verbally abusive. There ain't no physical bashing. She hit me. She threw things at me. I never fucking done anything. Yep. But fast forward, she's got to go back to Gold Coast because she decides she wants to move to Newman, right? But what happens when she moves to Newman, she enrolls her son in the school. And I didn't realise, because I had been fed this rhetoric from her, that they had escaped her evil husband. And then I didn't realise that him and his son had a good relationship and all of this. Yeah, but she didn't even like consent with him to like move the kid. And he had him like every second week in that. So it was like crazy story. But I believe the story. I even argued with him on the phone, like, fuck up, people that, I like to get standing up for the girl, all day, bruh. And then I got to know him later, I'm like, fuck, again, I don't know that I wasn't with them, but I've heard from multiple people that were around them when they were together, and they're like, they're both toxic, and like a lot of the time was her creating shit. You know what I mean? And then so I heard he did all these things and bashed her and all of that stuff. Anyway, it gets to the point where I realised, hey, I don't want to be with her, but she needs to go to Gold Coast and she's happy with my baby. She needs to go to Gold Coast and like when you said about the paternity test, No, it had to be, because if you look at it, like, we were literally next to each other all the time, like, for like a good time. She wouldn't let me go anywhere without it. So, yeah, it would have to be, you know, unless some Nephilim came down, made Goliath from somewhere else. But, and then I'm like, okay, 2 days. So I go to Gold Coast with her. This is another crazy thing. I hadn't seen my kids, bro, for that whole time, but I had been talking to them, and so I wanted to go and see them, bro. And she was coming back to Gold Coast, but she was going to cross it to her mate's wedding. So she was going to go to the wedding and then go back and then pack up the things to her body and then move. So I said, well, I'll meet you in Gold Coast. I'll fly down. I'll stay with my kids. She's like, no, all of that stuff, you know. And I was like, she's like, you can see them whenever. I will see them now. I'll see them whenever I want. And yeah, she wasn't keen on that. Anyway, I ended up seeing them. She goes to Gold Coast. I meet her in Gold Coast later. Oh, Brisbane. And then yeah, go down to Whare. And then, bro, one story that actually buzzes me out. We're going somewhere to get something. I think it's for business or whatever. And she's she's in the. I had watched this video about narcissistic female narcissists. Now, obviously, narcissists can exist across the board, yeah. I know. But it's specifically how some female narcissists will, like, they'll film the explosion, like the fuck yeah, blah, 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 but then they don't show the build up of all the poking that they do. Something. Yeah, right. And anyway, all this happens, and then I see this camera, bro, like she got her phone like on the side of the door, and it's like pointed towards me, and I was like, "Are you filming me?" And at the time I wasn't on social media, I was off all of that at the time, you know. And I was like, "Are you filming me?" And then she was like, and I reached over her lap, just trying to hit her, reached over her lap to grab the phone to be like to see like doing that, because that was in my head from what I had seen that morning. And then because she was like chipping at me and whatever, and I went to go grab it, bro, and then she fucking pulls us across 2 lanes of traffic into this ditch, and she's like, help, help, help. And I was like, help what? She's like, call the police. And then I was like, oh, you call the police, and gave her her phone back. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, brother, obviously again, wounded, brother. She's got her own mama, you know. And yeah, long story short, we end up going all the way, we travel all the way back over to go all the way back over to WA via car. Yeah. So we drive through 3 different states, you know, New South Wales, South Australia, all the way. And the goal was she was going to go back to Newman, and then I was going to go to Perth. I was make sure she got to Newman, and then we would link up for the scans or whatever for baby. Yeah. Yeah. And then, bro, she was just like, we got to. By the time we got to Kalgoorlie, I was like, bro, I'm getting out here because I'm done, bro. Like, it's only like you can have a nap here, and you know, I'm walking from here, and you can carry on up to Newman, bro. I'm done, bro. I'm getting out. And then anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm booking my ticket to the fucking thing in the car. And she's throwing all my shit out at the Kalgoorlie airport onto the curb. And then she's like, get out. I was like, hold on, let me just book my ticket. I booked the ticket, but I booked the latest one, but I didn't realise. I didn't realise it was the latest ticket, brother. And yeah, so I ended up booking the latest ticket, bro. And then yeah, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, I better go. I'm gonna go get a shave and that, bro. Go get a haircut, have a feed in town. Yeah, still got like bloody 6 hours. You know, so I go there. Then I come back and you know she left and we have a tube and stuff you and goodbye, whatever. 3 days, and then she rings me, bro. When I'm just walking through security to go get on the plane. Yeah. And then she's like, where are you? And I was like, oh, just got through security. And she's like, I'm sorry, please come back. And I'm like, what? I was like, no, I'm all good out. Like we're all good. Like we'll just do this co-parent thing. Like, you know, just because we didn't work out and whatever, I want to be baby's dad, you know, be in the baby's life. Yep. And then, and so took all of that. And then she's like, no, I'm sorry. And then she gets to the window and she can see me on the other side of, you know, waiting to board the plane, and she can see that I haven't had a haircut and a shave, and she's like, what the fuck? And starts bashing on the window, brother. Like, what the fuck? But I didn't look, bro. I had her on the phone, and I wouldn't like, I just goes, look at me, and I was like, bro, I'm not looking, bro. I don't want. And she's like, what the hell? And then I walk on the plane, bro, and then she goes along the tarmac, bro. She's like smacking on the window along the thing while I'm walking on the tarmac, cuz like going off at me, bro. Like, wow. And then people are looking. I'm trying not to look. Then I get on, she goes, if you get on that plane, you'll never see your baby again. I was like, oh, I haven't even seen it yet. Not even born yet.
Well, I haven't seen it
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So I was thinking, so that's the rhetoric, bro. And then
Wow.
by just a meltdown of doing then I land, I getting messages from all their friends. You fucking left her, you abandoned her, you like, oh no, you abandoned them, and this is the rhetoric she did. So I would never have talked about it on social media.
Yeah.
I would have left it, bro. But what happened was, for months and months, she'd just keep doing videos, bro, going, he abandoned us. Like, no, hold on. I abandoned you, not the kid. Like, I want the kid, brother. Yeah, but then obviously later on it comes out that I end up hooking up with her cousin after.
Yeah.
Like, after. Yeah.
Wow.
And all that stuff. And again, is that morally the smartest thing to do? It's like, does that make me a good bloke? Probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know.
Quite the layers, bro, like you said.
Yeah, bro. And then
Whole bunch
from
of
that
layers.
journey, she just started getting DVOs. And DVOs are simple, bro. I can send you a message saying, fuck you, bitch. And you can go get a DVO on me, cuz. Like,
What's
actual,
DVO stand for?
domestic violence order.
Oh,
But it doesn't
okay,
mean you
yeah.
did anything.
Yeah,
Like,
gotcha.
it doesn't mean you did anything.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. It's just, and that's the label, and that's why, like, a lot of my family actually want me to go and that number one hater, Messi Tukaki, because he's the one that's put out a lot of that. He's a journalist.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I
He's
thought,
used that.
and a lot of people have told me to go because it is false. There's no receipts, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the only thing here is me calling her a rat on the fucking voice recording. What they don't know about that voice recording is like, and she goes, I'll make sure you have no one so you have to come back to me. Oh, go then, you fucking rat. You know what I mean? And also, if that's the worst thing I can fucking say, it doesn't make me a fucking, yeah, so.
Yeah.
And then she applied for it in all different states too. So I was getting called from the police, and then because I'm me, bro, I'm cheeky, and I'm also like, fuck, I'm not receiving their order, bro, so I just dodged them for ages. But like, that seems like, oh, you're running away from me. But for me, I was like, I don't have to receive that shit.
It's a game.
Yeah, because that's how I am, bro. And I never had a good relationship with the police my whole life. So like, fuck it, I don't know, you know. So but it was crazy. Like, I put up a video of that kapahaka, which her cousin was the teacher.
Yeah.
And she was the kaiako, and then she sent the police to kapahaka. He's the police came. I hid in the bush, cuz crack up. So like, again, because I'm legally not bound to have to receive it. It's up. They can use as much resources as they want until they serve me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They were
And has
literally like, from here to there was the police, and they had the paperwork, and then I just got up and walked. And you know what's funny? One of the
So have you been served them yet?
yeah, I've been sued. Yeah, I've been sued, but again, that doesn't mean that I've done anything.
Yeah. It's just a part of the process.
Yeah, it's part of the process, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sued them last year. In the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but-
you got to go to Australia for it or online?
Oh yeah, I can do it
You're
online or whatever, but yeah, so I haven't heard anything about it since, bro. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I sent in a thing and requested for it to be moved because I had already planned this heatwave before I got sued.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, hard. And then they said all good, and I haven't heard anything since. So I don't know if she's withdrawn it or whatever, but
Maybe some red flags if they were showing there. Maybe they showed up for them as well. Maybe, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know, brother. So, but yeah, yeah. I mean, and like I said, I've owned it, bro. Like, yeah, I got sued, but like, you being sued with the paperwork doesn't mean that
Yeah,
you did
that
anything.
you've done anything.
No. It's her word against nothing. It isn't even my word because I haven't even said anything. What that does is it gives you opportunity in court.